Welcome to Major League Ultimate West Coast action here in beautiful Berkeley, California, to see the hometown San Francisco Dogfish taking on our visitors from the Great White North, the Vancouver Nighthawks. I'm Colin Shearstead, joined as always by Matt Ruby. How you doing, Matt?
Good, Colio. How are you doing today?
Doing very, very good. We've got couple teams here playing their last game of a difficult season for both teams, looking to get their second wins. They've only won against each other. The weather is pretty beautiful today. There is some wind, which is difficult to see on the camera, but it is on the field intermittently, as it usually is here in Berkeley. Starting off with the players to watch for Vancouver.
I think that we're going to talk a little bit about the keys to the game first before we jump into play.
Sure, let's do that.
So both these teams are sitting right now at 1-8, and the only team they've beaten is one another.
Yeah.
For Vancouver, like I said, their only win is against San Francisco. They won a couple of weeks back in double overtime. They started out the season 0-6 and have lost their last two, and they've been outscored 47-21 in the last two games. They've got they're on pace to finish with the lowest offensive scoring efficiency in league history, which is 43.7%. The current lowest is 50.5%. They kind of offensively have been struggling all season. They arguably have the worst offense in league history. They need to score when they get chances, they need to create breaks and cash those things in. They have been bad at converting breaks, but they have done a decent job of forcing turns.
For San Francisco, as Rube said, their only win against the Nighthawks, that was the first game of the season. Then, unfortunately, they've lost 8 in a row, which is an MLU record for futility. They did win their first game this season. They held the Stags to 17, their lowest point total of the year last week, so that's a positive there. They like to keep attacking deep. They do well. When the Dogfish attack deep all game, they do find success. They do flounder when they're forced to play the underneath passes. They want to try and snap their losing streak and salvage the series against Vancouver. The Dogfish are riding, as I mentioned, the longest losing streak in the history. A victory against Vancouver would give them a win in the season series, and a loss would give them a losing record against every team in the West.
And also, whoever loses this game finishes in last place.
Absolute last.
So it's the battle for third.
Dogfish looking to avoid their worst season, or tying their worst. They did finish at 2-8 in 2014, so a win here would tie that record.
And thinking about this Dogfish season, I was thinking back to the games that we've had a chance to watch. We've talked about, and what we've observed is like what I describe them as being consistently inconsistent. Last week against Seattle, they had a 6-point lead going into half. They were getting Ds left and right. They were converting breaks, something they've been struggling with all year is converting breaks. They generate Ds, but they have not been scoring many points once they get the block. So they came out against Seattle like a house of fire and played an incredible first half, and then just went right off a cliff in the second half, just kind of sticking to that script of being just frustratingly inconsistent. And I can imagine for Coach Seidler, that's one of the toughest things to overcome. You think about how a lot of these guys play the club season. They might be playing mixed. They might be playing men's. And at this point, what game is this for them? 10? And how many practices have they had? Probably, right. I don't know, let's argue 10. For most teams, we would joke about this, like when your season's over, you've basically completed a tournament, maybe a tournament and a half. So developing consistency and chemistry is always really tough for new teams, and the Dogfish seem to reinvent themselves every year, so they're always sort of swimming upstream, if you will, against that. And maybe they're just kind of starting to hit their stride now. Maybe that game against Seattle was an indicator, a good defensive game against Seattle and a pretty good defensive game against Portland, so maybe they've hit their stride.
Definitely a monkey on their back when they are traveling away from home. 16 consecutive road losses. That's pretty tough. Looking at this Vancouver team, very, very young team with most of the players. This is their first year of playing. They do have a handful of players with 2 years of experience. So that certainly explains some of the difficulty on their side. They're growing. They're young, certainly to the league, and obviously with playing with each other. A lot of room for growth here coming back next season if they can keep that unit together.
Yeah, and hopefully they'll be hitting their stride too, but perhaps we'll see a Vancouver team in this game that things are just starting to click and players are kind of starting to figure things out. I think a good indicator will be, let's take a look at their offense. How smooth does it look? Does it look like it's kind of like stops and starts, fits and starts, or does it look generally kind of smooth flow? Dogfish have definitely shown moments this season where their offenses look great, and then they've shown moments where their offense looks absolutely terrible.
On the plus side for the Dogfish, Gabe Sonke leading the league in points played with 187, and that will unlikely be broken because he is playing today. He is healthy, and the closest competitor has 182. So
wow.
That looks pretty solid. That's positive.
Mm-hmm. And he had a good weekend last weekend. I think he was 100% on completed every pass he threw against Seattle on 35 touches, and
that's amazing.
Quite a few.
We're hearing the beautiful Canadian national anthem here.
We stand on guard for thee.
We're lucky we get to hear two anthems today when Vancouver's in town.
Some polite applause. But I think this game, considering these conditions, it's when we were up here a couple minutes ago, there's a couple of flags next to the scoreboard, and they were dead, not moving at all. Now they're blowing. It's just going to be typical, weird, swirly Berkeley wind. And the team that commits the fewest just kind of silly mistakes near their end zone, I think, is probably going to win.
Looking at these rosters, Rube, with the Dogfish, we have some players that will be missing, and Devin Williams, certainly a big one there. He leads the team. He has 12 blocks and 137 points played. Eric Shaw. Sheridan is doubtful. We have
Sheridan's suited, but I guess he hurt his shoulder last week, but he's probably just going to give it a whirl, and then we'll see what happens.
Nathan Young, also doubtful. He's got quite a few goals. James Yeager, that's a big loss.
Yeah, Yeager being gone is definitely, I think, going to be the biggest, most notable loss. He's been one of those, I feel like Sonke and Lassiter, we've seen stretches where the three of them really look like they're in sync and they're playing well together, and they're sort of just holding down the handler end of things. So I wonder who's going to sort of fill in his role today. That'll be interesting to watch.
Yes, definitely. And Alexander Morris on the defensive end with his 12 blocks. For the Nighthawks, we have Ted Chu missing, Weeby, Kevin Chu.
Another Chu.
I'm not sure which lamb. One of the lambs missing. Einer Lim, Arturo Ponte, Jasper Liu, Luke Charlesworth, and Riley Bradal be out today.
It looks like they brought a healthy number of dudes, though. They've got a full complement of players. So I don't think that they don't look like they're going to be suffering too badly from being short-manned. Vancouver, that is. They'll definitely suffer from travel, and I think if we're going to see it, I feel like we always see that there's a little bit of a lull in energy.
First quarter.
Yeah, or just sort of maybe the beginning of the second or something like that, where not adrenaline, but maybe the excitement of the beginning of the game starts to wear off a little bit, and you'll start to see cutters kind of slow down a little bit, and offense is kind of breaking down and doesn't look as smooth. So the Dogfish should have the advantage on that end. They're at home. It's usually a overwhelming advantage, but they haven't really been able to. They have not been successful at home this season, or on the road for that matter.
A fun player to watch for this Vancouver team. We enjoyed watching him week one. Is the name and the hair and the style and the play, the energy is Jazz Groden Gilchrist. Really a fun player, number 0 down there.
He feels a lot to me like he's just he's a D player if I remember correctly. And he's high energy, super bouncy, throws his body around out there. Yeah, fun to watch. And then there was number 7 for Vancouver, Victor Chang, seemed to be really in the mix on almost every O point. Real steady, dump, reset handler. Kind of similar to the kid we watched from Seattle. What's his name? I can't remember it off the top of my head right now, but he was like basically their D-team quarterback. And he was going to be, the center handler on almost everything. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Chang kind of running this every other style of defense, style of offense. Seattle, last time we were here, the Seattle dumps and handlers gave the Dogfish a lot of problems. So if Vancouver's handlers group can sort of, take advantage of what I see could be a defensive weakness for the Dogfish, then the fish could be in for a long day.
Team picture day here with the Dogfish getting together for their class photo.
Well, it is graduation day yesterday at Berkeley High. Colby Chuck, who is suited number 26 for the Dogfish, is a freshly minted graduate. As my old English teacher, Mr. Killian, used to actually demand we say, you don't graduate, you are graduated. He has been graduated. Like a cylinder. He's a graduated cylinder.
Mm-hmm. And the Dogfish will be graduating into the summer off-season. Unfortunately, a few games early, but
making those plans to play a little golf, maybe do a little fishing.
That's right.
What pro athletes do in the summer.
A little disc golf.
Absolutely.
If you're just joining us, welcome to the MLU, where we have the hometown San Francisco Dogfish taking on the visiting Vancouver Nighthawks. Nighthawks in red on your left.
If I had to guess, I would say the Dogfish are starting on D. This looks like a D line to me. Number 19, the immortal Nick Fisk running out. Raj Mitra, also a D player. And Thomas Pineda, who we've been talking about all year. It looks like he's back on the D line. He's been playing O here and there. Back on D. Taylor Casino, number 5, who's calling out the signals. He will probably be essentially the D team quarterback. He and Edelman will be back there at dump. And then from Vancouver, looks like number 27. No, that's not a 2.
I think it's 77. Is it 77?
Oh my gosh, they're pulling. Wow. I am completely wrong. That's an O-line for San Francisco. With Raj Mitra, I don't know. He is generally a D player, and so is Fisk.
And here's that pull. It's low and long.
Ooh, Casino.
Right away.
Oh, that's a punt and play D.
Going for gold.
Wow.
Or
mackerel.
A perfect throw to Thomas Pineda.
Wow.
How did he get there? It was like a horse race. He wasn't even in the picture, and then he caught it.
No. I'm a little bit dumbfounded by that play, only because that looked a lot like they were going to come to just basically punt and zone.
Yeah.
And I guess
it was a punt to Pineda, I think.
It was a punt to Pineda, yeah. I think Pineda might have started roughly even with Casino on that, but that throw hung for a very, very, very long time. Wow.
I wonder if that
crazy.
Was a called play.
I cannot imagine that was a called play. Taylor, throw a floating bomb that's going to have a crowd under it, and then Thomas Pineda, why don't you run from 60 yards away after it goes over everyone's head for the goal?
Okay, coach. Done.
Just like we wrote it up. Wow. Okay.
Well, now the Dogfish get to play some D.
Similar line out there for the Dogfish. Number 3 for Vancouver. Looks like it's going to be their center handler here. Whitney Brown. Nice, easy downfield. Number 40. Now when we watched Vancouver in the past, they seemed fairly content to try to jam it down the line. Nice inside out break. Oh, God, I thought Ranahan was going to have a shot at that. Nice job of Vancouver to move it to the upwind side. Smart. Ranahan's going to play some dump D. See how he does. Decent job there. He forces his man up line. Doesn't let off an easy reset. Oh, yep. 40 covered by McKaig. Nice. Ranahan read that the whole way.
Uh-oh.
McKaig, number 14 with the drop. Nice D by Ray. Great D by Ranahan. But he gets beat up line.
Oh.
After kind of falling down a little bit.
Nope.
No
not
pick?
called. Oh, boy.
Goal.
I think he was picked twice on that play.
Was he? Yeah.
Yikes.
We were
tough one to call.
I am unfortunately unclear about the pick rules. I believe you can get picked by someone on the opposite team, but you can't get picked by your own guy. So that was such a quick sequence there. I wasn't sure who was responsible for picking him there. But they got what they wanted. They got a block and just a quick drop. McKaig has had some problems with drops the past 2 games. So it's a tough one for him to come out. He's a young guy. He's going to have to really shake it off. I think the last 3 throws I've seen thrown to him, he's dropped all of them. But the team's talking to him down there, patting him on the back, saying, keep your head up, dude. It's early in the game. Nice pull to the sideline. Center to Lassiter. Looks like a side stack. There's Goldstein. Nice ISO cut from Goldstein. Pineda wide open across the middle. There's Weiss. Pretty good cut. Yeah, bad throw by Pineda there. Nice cut by Weiss. That had all the makings of a pretty nice looking string to start that point. Travel called on 77. Chen.
77 to 37 back to 7.
One of the older men of this team at 25 years old.
Grandpa, they call him.
Nice deep by Naruo upfield there.
77 to 7.
Ooh, nice. Great throw.
Whoa.
Fantastic throw by number 7.
Amazing.
Wow. Victor Cheng, guy, we talked about him a little bit before this game started. You could call that a visionary
Yeah,
throw.
most players don't see that throw because he had a wide open man right down the line. He could have easily gone to, but looking big for the score.
Great throw. That was a super blady inside out that just found its way to its target. He also potentially could have thrown a hammer. Oh, that was 77 that just threw that goal. That was Aaron Chen. He potentially could have thrown a hammer as well. Or that was 7. No, it's Cheng. I'm getting spun here. But great throw. Nice look. And they're going to come out with the half-field pull.
First time we're seeing that today.
That's the... We've been talking about the half-field pulls. I was talking to the guys, the Dogfish, before the game, and I asked them what was working for them against Seattle. And one of the things they said was that they were actually using their timeouts when they got Ds to put in their O team. Because up until now, we've both been noticing this as the season's progressed, that there's very few times that either team, either Dogfish or their opponents, have been calling timeouts sort of where you, wow, that's a terrible pull, sort of where you would traditionally be calling timeouts to either get your offense settled down or get your O team in. It's almost exclusively been used to set up half-field pulls like that. Now, against Seattle 2 weeks ago, the Dogfish managed to pull 2 of those out the back of the end zone, which is the last thing you want. And unfortunately, this is the last thing that Vancouver wants there as well. Just yanked it right out of bounds. That might even be upfield from the brick mark. It's kind of an art to pulling that correctly. Lassiter with the disc. Looks like they're playing a little diamond down there. Kind of a little poachy defense from Vancouver. Very nice. Pineda. Now they're sort of back in more traditional man. Casino. There's Goldstein. Wide open. Nice cut. Nice cut by Weiss. Oh, he thought about pushing that down the line. That's a good idea.
Oops.
Oh, boy. He made the right choice on not trying to force a forehand down the line, but then a backhand that doesn't get there.
Cheng just took off for the end zone.
77.
Swings to the sideline. Looks like they're forcing forehand here. So this is the fat side of the field.
7.
Nice inside a break from Cheng.
12.
Just Vancouver's easily walking this up. Nice. Very nice inside out break. 2 nice inside out breaks.
Vancouver looking good, efficient, good flow,
Yeah.
nice rhythm.
Absolutely. Yep. Rhythm's a good way to describe it. You know, they're not really holding the disc too long. They got it worked down to the sideline, and then they're just sort of bang, 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 and that's what you want from your offense. So a couple unforced errors from San Francisco here. I feel like they've got guys that are open. They're just not hitting them.
Yeah, and that first score, obviously, just the big huck right off the top.
That's true.
The only time they've really moved it well.
They've moved it okay. They've just sort of turned it over on the fourth throw. The first 3 throws look great, and the fourth one, not so much. So down 3-1. They're going to have to clean up their offense here.
Interesting lineup there with no Sanke out there.
Edelman probably is going to quarterback them here. There he is right there. Nice cut from Cloud. And Janinas is going deep, but he's well covered by Jazz. Nice break to Cloud. Max makes a break inside. Oh, boy. Wow. Great catch. That is luck. Straight
Good
up. That's
reflex.
a nice throw by Edelman. Great leading pass to Janinas. And very nice.
Wow, great. Nice
well,
work.
that was
Well,
with a little
they
bit of
did
luck
what we
there.
said.
Sometimes you need a little bit of luck. That throw to Edelman in the middle of the field very easily could have been D'd or dropped. The defender was in an excellent position. He just kind of got wrong-footed a little bit there, and frankly, so did Edelman. He was on the wrong foot, but just reaches out and snags it. But credit to Edelman there that he recognizes the space on the field he wants to attack is the upwind side. So he is just like turning, and he sees Janinas is a step on his guy, and he basically joysticks him all the way up to the cone. And what I say by joysticking is you throw the throw to the spot you want the guy to cut to. You don't throw it to the guy. You throw it to the spot. And that's exactly what he did. Cloud needs to settle down a little bit. Have you noticed that Cloud generally, he was the one that zinged that thing at Edelman? Mm-hmm. He looks a little frantic to me at times where he'll get it, and he's kind of got this weird like herky-jerky thing going, and the throws come out at sort of odd angles and at weird speeds, too. Like, he threw a pass to a guy, Edelman there, who was 10 feet away, and he rocketed it at him. So he just needs to settle down a little bit.
Yeah.
A little keyed up.
Dogfish using the timeout, shorten that pull, see if they can keep it to the end of the end zone, or maybe a roller. So
the art here, that at least what I think works best, we've seen, I think the most success we've seen is when someone throws kind of a screaming low blade that's going to hit, because you don't want to risk catching it. I feel like a big floating pass here doesn't really do that well. That's probably pretty good. It doesn't, maybe not screaming quite enough. Oh, very nice. That was excellent. That was as good as you could get, pretty much. Coming down, man. Good trap. And he's going to have to punt. Oh, boy. Nice D from Sheridan. That could have ended up disastrously for the Dogfish. Serrano came underneath it and was really out of position. To Fisk. Nice. Got to get it off the line here. Yeah, Fisk is smart. He's just going to swing it, and very nice. Just move it all the way across field. They can move it all the way across field with 2 passes on a regular basis. Easy. Wow, that was risky. Oh, nice. That'll work. Man on Serrano. Serrano's sort of the ISO'd cutter there. And his defender really closed down nicely. Number 5. Barbieri really closed down on Serrano nicely there. Oof. That's just a zinger to nobody. Another unforced error, yeah. Sheridan better get on his horse, because his guy's wide open downfield. And they still haven't found him yet. Watson on D, on the mark. Uh-oh. Let's see. Is Serrano going to get a chance at this? No. Goal. Nice throw.
Nice throw indeed.
Now, that's the throw that I generally hate, right? We've talked about this in the past, sort of that leading pass in a small window. Backhands, I have a whole different opinion about them, though, because generally people can feather them and control them a little more effectively. Forehands, they just are generally tougher. That's just a nice, great put to space. Also, his man who cut to catch that goal, he had his guy set up pretty far out of the end zone, so it was similar to what we saw Edelman do there. He really just joysticked him to that spot. He's like, I know that's going to be the open spot. I'm going to throw it to the open spot. Trust you to go and run it down.
That was Eric Hunter on that good throw.
Great throw from Hunter, yeah. That's exactly what you want there. If he looked it off and swinged it to the middle of the field, I wouldn't blame him either. But that was a nice throw. Dogfish so far have definitely made more mistakes than Vancouver. Haven't seen a lot of. Have we seen any D's yet from either team? I don't think so. We've seen just throwaways. Weiss is wide open under. There we are. There's Goldstein. That's the one you want. Oh, darn it. Yeah, that's the matchup you want. Yeah, good look, Goldstein. Nick Weiss, who just turned that over, can definitely throw a big forehand. But in that case, didn't complete it. Oh, here we go. Matchup on Colby Chuck, number 26. Like I said, freshly minted. Oh, he's going to get scored on here. Yep.
Good block out.
Yeah, that's a nice box out by 29. I can't quite see his number from here.
28?
28, yep, okay. Yep. From Lamb. And he's just going to, he's the taller man. He's just going to push his defender in under. He's going to hold position and let the disc drift over both of them. And that's just tough. Colby is not a tall guy. He did everything he can do. You got to go down and, take a swipe at it, and maybe you get a piece. Dogfish have got to clean up these unforced errors, though. I don't think the defense is that good.
Right. That's really been their downfall all season.
I wonder, judging from who we've seen out here, I wonder if Coach Seidler has opened up the rotation a little bit. We're seeing Sankey back out again for the Dogfish and Lassiter, but there are some guys playing a little bit more maybe than they would have in past games, just to get a little more run for some other guys. Nice to Janinas. There's Early. Nice throw. Lassiter is going deep. Good look off by Early. Excellent. There's the nice swing cross field. Floater to Lassiter. Let's see if we can box him out. Nice catch from Lassiter.
Perfect position on that throw, just for the outstretched hand, straight up.
A little number 10 on number 10 crime down there. That's just... Oh, what are they calling here? Is there something going on? There's... Refs are getting together to talk about something. I'm not sure what it is. That's a goal. Okay. They just didn't... maybe it's possible the sideline ref didn't have a good look at it, so he was going to his other refs to ask if they had a better angle.
Sanke had a very good look at it, apparently.
He threw it.
He knew it was good.
So that's a good example of that throw was generated, that started all the way on the opposite side of the field, and it was Early, instead of sort of forcing something up line, he throws one dump to Cassino, who throws then a leading cross field break mark dump to Sankey, and then there's Lassiter cutting to the break side, so it's great. That's what you want.
Cutting that deficit to 2, 5-3 Nighthawks in lead with just under 5 minutes to go in this first quarter.
Defensively, I would think what both teams might want to consider doing is fronting the living heck out of the person you're defending.
Mm-hmm.
Neither team has hucked effectively, unless you count Cassino's giant skyball punt as a huck. So force your man to beat you deep. Oh, nice little lefty high release break from Chan. Nice break inside out. Ooh, zinging it. Oh, wow, he's going to get that.
Oh,
my goodness. I did not think that. I thought that was gone.
We could have just seen the friction gloves catch him.
Oh, nice bid. That is absolutely
there.
Number 61.
No foul.
Justin Chan makes a tremendous catch. That was unbelievable. He's going to get stalled unless he gets this off. There we go.
That was full Superman layout.
That was incredible. He scorpion there a little bit. His chest stuck, and wow, that's now Sheridan's playing with a bum shoulder, so I'm not sure if that was factored there, but he just picks it up and turfs it. But wow, that was an incredible catch from Chan.
Unbelievable.
Nice mark from Cloud. Oh, high release flick. Interesting. Wow, boom, bang. Woo. Bang, bang. So there's our guy, number 7. Victor Chang picks up the disc. He wanted to throw a high release backhand as the first thing, and Cloud did a decent job of stopping that, and then he pulls out something wacky. That little kind of high release shovel forehand, and I think at that point the defender in the end zone had assumed he had covered his guy for long enough. He probably actually watched him attempt that thing. It doesn't get off, and then he's going to relax a little bit, and then the second crazy break does get off.
And obviously,
but what are we, as I mentioned earlier in the game, the team that makes the fewest mistakes near their end zone, Dogfish have made a lot of mistakes near their end zone already. From Sheridan right there, that one's just kind of inexcusable. You can't just turf it 10 yards out of your end zone. And Shang also just threw that flick huck, too.
Yeah.
And I was getting ready to say, well, it's an okay look, but, and then it gets dug out. But that's exactly what a handler is looking for. He had his man beat. He gets a little inside-out dish, so he's in power position. He does not even hesitate, just guns it downfield. So center stack here. Is it a brick? I believe so. I believe it's a brick. Yep. Vertical stack for the Dogfish with one dump. 5-man stack. Naruo's at the front. He's going to kind of be the anchor. Yeah, they're splitting. Interesting. So they just ran a little anchor themselves, did Vancouver. It was a little clam. Oh, boy.
Ooh.
Man. Here we are, close to the end zone. Another turnover, 20 yards out. Let's see if the defense can do something here. 38th looks for the break. Nice D by Lassiter. Oof, good fake by number 8. I thought he traveled, actually. Ugh. goal. Sanke was trying to come up for the double team possibly, but down 7-3. Dogfish just so many errors, so many mistakes, throwaways, just throwaways, straight up.
And it seems contagious, like the flu or something. Sanke, obviously, one of the best handlers on the team, and errands that are there.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's like you turn, and Sanke and Casino, who just were sort of the on two sides of that turnover, they played together for a long time. They know what to expect from each other, but he just zinged it past him. The Dogfish's throws in this game so far have not looked good. I mean, even stuff that's been caught has been sort of iffy throws. So Cloud and Goldstein out for the Dogfish. I think they could do a little damage downfield here.
Ooh, nice pull and bounce, friendly.
Centered Casino.
Nighthawks.
There's Lassiter. Nice break. Let's see if somebody's going deep here. Goldstein. Ooh. Nice catch. Going to be double teamed here. Oh, nice catch by Monroe. Great catch. Crossfield for Hubbard. Casino. Oh, that's to Sanke. Yes.
Yes. I think everyone had to touch the ground on that one.
Yeah.
Have it count.
Wow. So the wind clearly playing a factor here. That throw that Naruto just had to dig out was an outside-in backhand with the top of the disc facing the wind. That's going to get blown down. I'm sure when Goldstein threw it, he did not anticipate that it was going to be such a tough catch. But worked out. Nice catch.
Some imperfect throws.
But they're working. They're also kind of staying on the downwind side. That disc got to the downwind side and it stayed on the downwind side. So when you're on the downwind side, everything is harder. If you want to throw it down that downwind sideline that you're closest to, if you expose too much of either side of the disc to the wind, it's gonna do something that you may not like. If you expose the bottom of the disc to the wind, it's gonna pop and it's gonna float. And if you expose too much of the top of the disc to the wind, the wind's gonna knock it down. So that's why you always want to have it on the upwind side, because it gives you a much larger margin for error. 32, 6, 7, 15, 3. I think this is the first time we see number 44, Shane Tracy on D. Woo, a little bobbly.
Shane Tracy had the catch of the week, friction gloves.
That was Shane Early. There's two Shanes with two-syllable last names that end with E. Ooh, nice bomb.
Ooh, wow.
Fisk is in position. It's a crowd under there.
It's hospital.
Oh, wow. That's a goal. Serrano's saying he got jumped over, or maybe over the top or clobbered, but that is a goal.
Michael E. came down with that one, using his height there.
That's just a good smart hustle play from a guy who I don't think that throw was to him. But if you're a trailer, what'll usually happen is the throw that it's the person that it's thrown to in his defender on a throw like that, you kind of run under there and you stand under it.
Yeah.
Like, oh geez, this is not going to go well. And then if it really floats, then you get somebody else. And then the person who usually makes a decent play on it, either defense or offense, is someone who has a running start at it, can see sort of how it's going to float or whatever. And then that's exactly what happened there.
It's almost like that Hail Mary, just kind of throw it up there and hope someone pulls it down.
Yeah, and how many times do you watch football games where it's not necessarily the people that are standing in the end zone that make the play, it's someone who's trailing it in some fashion, which makes sense. I mean, you have all this momentum, you have your feet under you, you can jump. The other guys are just in there kind of elbowing each other, and the chance of them jumping over a crowd is pretty small. There's the Lassiter. Lassiter's been 3 in these pull plays a lot today because he can really huck an inside out forehand. There we are. Nice throw. Nice throw to Hubbard. And there's Cloud. Now let's see if Cloud can just be chilly. Nice, Cloud. It's a call. Travel on Casino. The Dogfish can set up here, though. They should be getting into their end zone. Oh, they should be stacking. That's what they're doing. This is a nice move by Weiss. Boom. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Too soon. Double team.
Yep, smart time for it. Oh, Weiss's man is open. There's the huck. Goldstein, Jazz going deep. See if Weiss can make a play on it. Oh, wow. I thought Jazz might have a shot at that, actually.
I think it was the wind just took that away
if
from
the bottom
everybody.
of the disc is exposed there, and you've exposed the bottom of the disc, it's going to really magnify the arc on that thing. Nice cross field to Cloud. There goes Goldstein. Very open. There's Weiss on his horse. I don't think he's going to throw it here, though. Going to swing it. Nice bid. Cloud is really open. Nice work from Cloud and Goldstein to one another. Oh, good throw. Good throw. Layout Taylor. Oh. That is a good look. I agree. That's absolutely a good look. Casino has his man beat, and he's open in the end zone. Just a little too much from Cloud. So let's see what Vancouver's going to do here. Whoops, there was a switch there, a blown switch.
Uh-oh. There goes Jazz.
Oh, Casino maybe had a line on that. Off to the races here. It's looking a little scattered. Dogfish defense downfield. Goldstein's on his horse. He's going to get a shot at this. Nice D. That's really good defense from Goldstein. That's what you want to do. Hey, kids at home, this is what you want to do. When you hear a huck coming or you think your man is beat, you put your head down and you run as fast as you can. You don't turn around and look for the disc. It's exactly what Goldstein did there. He put his head down and he just ran his man down.
It's always easier to come back to it than to try to make up ground.
Yeah, and if you turn your head, you lose sight of your guy. Your line gets a little, where you're running gets a little screwy. If I'm Seidler, I consider a timeout here just to let things settle down a little bit because the O team's looking a tiny bit ragged. And still Lassiter. Cloud is really open. And just swing it around. Nice swing. Somebody's got to continue here. Cloud again. Cloud's doing some strong work upfield right now. He's definitely getting open and he's making his guy work. Oh, 7 seconds left. He's got to put it in the end zone. You can tip it. Oh. Almost.
It was there.
Yep.
Well, that was exciting.
Yeah.
Down the end of the quarter there.
I feel like I looked at the clock and it was a minute, and then I looked back again, and all of a sudden it was 7 seconds.
Vancouver comes out with some rhythm, some nice play, and then, of course, some unforced errors by the Dogfish, and Vancouver with an 8-4 lead to start out. Canterbury, the official apparel supplier to Major League Ultimate. Dress like a pro. Visit www.canterburyus.com, the destination for all your team's custom uniforms and athletic apparel needs. Canterbury, proud partner of Major League Ultimate, committed to the game.
Do you have a team trip or corporate outing coming up? If so, charter a private bus, minibus, or party bus from busrental.com, a U.S. Coachways company. Bus rental is one of the safest, greenest, and most affordable ways to get your group to an event. If you're going with a group, trust busrental.com. Enter coupon code MLUBUS and get an additional savings and VIP treatment. So, first half, I would say, is just a Dogfish errors leading to Vancouver goals. What we've seen from them in the past, unfortunately. Vancouver's doing a really good job of taking advantage of those. You know, they're also taking some deep shots. They haven't completed them. Goldstein made a nice D there, but all that's going to do is keep the Dogfish defenders honest. If you see your guy taking 5 steps deep, you have to go with them. So good on Vancouver there. From Dogfish's perspective, they just got to clean up their offense. That's all.
Yeah, we've seen it all year, Rubes, with the Dogfish being streaky on both sides, you know, have some errors, lose some points, go on a run, get some points. Hopefully the latter to start off the second quarter.
Yeah, if nothing else, I just be competitive in this quarter. Like, close the gap, go on a little 2 or a 3-point run. I think both teams are certainly capable of that. I think this might be the time where maybe we see that a little bit of that jet lag, maybe a little fatigue setting in for Vancouver, and the Dogfish need to pounce if they smell that.
Obviously, both teams nothing to lose, not much to gain, but they can obviously leave everything out here on the field today.
Yep.
No tomorrows. Not for a while. Not till next spring.
Not till tomorrow.
Oh, that was tomorrow. Oh, yeah.
That's tomorrow.
That's right.
Yeah, I would hope that both these teams, even though they've had sort of rough seasons, would had an enjoyable experience. You know, it's Pro Ultimate looks pretty fun to me. You know, it's awesome. The environment's really great. I think having referees is a huge wonderful thing for the game. I know there's a lot of sort of debate that goes round and round, but keeps things moving. You don't need to worry about whether so-and-so is a big dirty cheater, stuff like that. Like, it's in the ref's hands, and it's nice to sort of cede responsibility to somebody else for that kind of stuff.
Right.
You can just think about covering your guy. And,
exactly.
You don't have to worry about all that other stuff.
Right. And that's really the philosophy of professional teams.
But we've also seen that they're not compromising sportsmanship.
Right. Spirit of the game has been very strong from what I've seen.
And in my 4 years of coaching, and like 3 years of coaching and this year of observing these games, I can honestly say I've really never seen anybody what I would describe as blatantly cheat and try to work the refs.
Right.
So as long as that sort of stays true, then I think that this formula can work. And personally, I like it better. I really do.
The LeBron stare is not going to work against these refs.
I've yelled at some refs, and they did a good job of not reacting to me.
And I agree, Rubes. A couple times there have been some calls, and even the ones that seem simple, I love it when the refs get together, they talk about it, they want to make sure the one that had the best view, the best angle, is the one making the call. And from what we've seen, they've almost
our
always
refs
got
have
it
been
right.
really good. I think the refs in these games have been great. They're really. I cannot think of any one play or one call we've seen this year where we were scratching our heads and maybe the players are really upset and the coaches are really upset. They've just done a great job in the Bay Area for sure. So kudos to Bay Area MLU refs. So the Dogfish are actually coming out of the half and immediately calling a timeout to set up the half-field pull. Now, we haven't seen them run their zone yet. Against New York a couple of weeks back, their zone was very effective getting them back in that game. Against Seattle, they somehow managed to pull 2 out of their 3 half-field pulls out the back of the end zone, so they never got a chance to set their zone. So it was it was difficult to tell if it was going to work or not. They only got to run it once really late in the game, so they're pulling it out to start this half. So I'm assuming it depends upon where this pull falls as to whether or not they're going to set up their zone. But I think it's been a good tool for them.
There definitely was some discussion there on the line. We'll see.
Good. It let it hit. They let it hit. That's great. You want to try to catch that.
There it is.
Now, when they run this zone here, too, I feel like they shouldn't necessarily get super greedy. Nice hammer. Oh, that might be a foul? Yeah.
Definitely came in the back, and he's not...
Yeah, Janinas came through and kind of clobbered number 12, Ryan Hoy there. I think that's a kind of a 50-50 play, but you shouldn't be allowed to just hammer dudes when they're going across the middle of the field like that. So it looks like they're sticking with it here. It's kind of a wall. It looks like it's a little bit of a wall. Ooh, that's a hand block. Wow. Nice hand block.
I think it was Pineda there.
Pineda on the hand block. Excellent. They're going to stack. Someone is open right now. You see number 61 drifting through. Now, he's going to have to punt in the end zone.
He's got to have to get rid of it.
There we are. It's Janinas. Janinas wants to swing it to Ranahan. To Fisk. Nice. Want to ISO one person here in the end zone. They're not exactly doing it there. Someone needs to cut. Petru, nice cut. Nice inside it. Oh, that's a force. It's a great cut from Petru, but that's just a forced throw. And there's a big punt. Max is in position. Oh, misread. Misread from the Vancouver player, from number 12. Nice and easy. Petru needs to be calm here. He just turned it over on something kind of goofy. There's Pineda wide open. Nice. Ooh, wow. Defender's in position. That's a touch foul from Chang. Pineda slowed up a little bit on that. He probably could have gone a little harder. Somebody needs to cut. Nice, easy swing. Janinas needs to get out. He did the right thing there. He's being doubled. Good. Get it off. Swing it back. Good. Now continue. Somebody needed to continue there. That's poor timing from the stack. Janinas is pointing and yelling. So something crazy's coming out. He needs to throw this in the end zone. God, yeah, you need to just put it in the end zone. 77's
got
hurt.
an injury there.
Janinas might have spent a little too time pointing and shouting. He's patting his chest because he knows that's a bad play on his part, which it is. If you're going to get to a high count out here, you don't throw it backwards. You want to throw it upfield. You want to get a shot off. Throw a hammer into the end zone. Give your team a chance to score. I think Ian Ranahan probably outweighs him by about 50 pounds. So he's like,
that's what he's feeling.
My chest hurts, coach. He probably just had the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah. Did the Dogfish sub on that one?
Doesn't look like it, but this was a D line to start with, so they're probably not going to make any subs here. Make any substitutions. They're going to double team. So let's see what they're going to do here on the double team. The easiest way to break a double team is a step through backhand. Oh, very nice. Great hand block by Ranahan on an attempted scoober.
We were talking about that zone being effective, Rubes, and 2 times now we've seen it.
Yeah, that was sort of just a traditional double team, but it's something we definitely have drilled. When I was coaching the team, we definitely drilled the double team, and we discovered that the easiest way to beat a double team is through kind of this little step through backhand. So if you're prepared for it, you can definitely make it hard. Wow, nice cut from 21, Max. Really open. Oh, too much. Okay, so we're seeing oh boy, somebody is streaking wide open. Casino's in position. That was Chang. See how much these guys got left in the tank. I think the D team has definitely exerted a lot of energy here. Several possessions, guys, and you're not cutting downfield, so I don't know how much they got left. 2 hand blocks on 1 point is pretty impressive, but let's see if they can dig a little bit. It's been a really long point. We've already spent 3 minutes on this point. This is the first point of the half. Nice D by Casino. Ooh, nice break. Great break that results in a nice goal.
Ooh, nice and easy. Easy look.
Really nice inside-out break there. Small window, really tiny window, just a nice throw. Results in a pretty easy goal from Chang to number 48, Sasha Lowe.
And you're right, that point took forever.
Yeah, that was a 3-minute, 15-second point. So those guys are coming off looking pretty fatigued. But the Dogfish had the disc 3 times. One of them on there, at least one of them on the end zone, and one of them just a little ways out. They just got to be smarter. It's like this is sort of that what we've seen in terms of an offense that really stops and starts and stops and starts. There's really either nothing being generated by the downfield cutters, or everyone and their mother goes at the same time. Equally difficult for a handler to hit anybody. They did an okay job of dumping and resetting and stuff like that, but there was at least one like nice outside break dump, and literally nobody is cutting. So.
Trouble in the red zone. Vancouver taking the time out with the short pull. Why not? You're up 9-4.
Yeah, absolutely.
Heck,
yes. Wait for something else. Wait for the other team to make a mistake. At this point, I think it's out.
Not good.
So there's still a lot of game left. You're only down 5. It's windy. Games like this can turn on a dime in a hurry. But Vancouver really can just wait for the team to make mistakes, and the Dogfish need to make fewer mistakes. Still no spectacular layout Ds. It's just been just sort of bad turnovers. Wow, there's a
wide open.
So I think they were running some sort of switchy diamond thing, and that's just what happened there. Except the switch didn't really happen. Nice cut by Edelman, and early is open. Wow, nice rip by Edelman. Great throw. Lefty backhand for the goal. Nice. Hey, Jason Edelman gets some credit there. That is similar to what we watched Victor Cheng do just earlier on his crazy forehand blade. That's a no hesitation, nice timing, tempo, rhythm throw. That's a rhythm throw right there. That's where you're running. You know you got your men beat. You get it. You're like, foot, throw,
Early's got the height. He's got the hair up in that little do there.
It helps that Edelman is left-handed, so there he can really, he's running towards his backhand. He can really step into his backhand, and that's just a nice throw. He put enough arc on it to drift it towards the middle of the field, so the defender is even going to be in a worse position to make a play on it. So yeah, nice throw. Great throw by Edelman.
And that was Early.
That was a nice cut by Early, yeah.
He's the one that had the friction gloves, catch of the week.
Not Tracy. Early.
I don't know if you saw that one, Rubes, but
I did see it.
It was a great catch where both players had their hands on the disc.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Offense wins.
He wasn't even wearing gloves. Dogfish with a little life here, down 4. It's not the same D-line that was out there earlier. Those guys are probably pretty tired. different, except for Ranahan is out there. He was out there earlier. Sheridan's back out. Plan D. Ugh, can't really let that off. Oh, Riggs is going to be in position. Nice inbounds to Hunter. Ooh.
Oh.
Wow, great throw. Ooh, almost a great throw.
Hunter really almost stepped out of bounds to make that throw.
Now, that is an incredibly difficult throw. You are standing on the downwind side, and you're throwing an outside-in backhand, so you're exposing the top of the disc to the wind, and all the wind does is batter it down. That never got back in bounds.
Yeah, no.
That's a really hard throw. Really, really, really hard. Ranahan is not afraid to throw a hammer here.
You called it,
Yep.
and he threw it.
Oof. Nice and easy. Just got to take time here. Mitra just wants to dump it. Good. To Riggs. Well, maybe not to Riggs. Good. And that's the blow-by. What's the call? Timeout called? Smart.
Interesting.
Yeah,
All right.
okay. This is an excellent time to call a timeout. You're knocking on the door here. Things are looking a little scattered. Get your own line in and get this game within 3.
We were talking about how infrequently we do see the timeout used for strategy. I'd like to see that.
Well, the smart thing about this, him calling this timeout, Seidler calling the timeout here, is that they managed to get it, 2/3 of the way down the field.
Yep.
So that makes it even better.
Yeah.
Let's see who they put on offense. I'm sure it's going to be some combination of Sankey, Lassiter, or Goldstein.
I don't think that's something you do.
Looks like Cloud's going to be out there as well. Weiss, Casino. This is a steady group of guys. They should be able to just walk this in. I don't think Vancouver's defense has been terribly great this game, and I also don't think San Francisco's defense has been very good this game.
True. Not the intensity that we've seen.
I think they're running pretty hard. But it's tough to maintain that sort of intensity when you get the D and then you immediately turn it over.
Yeah.
Well, it is a lovely, lovely, lovely day. We can see Mount Tamalpais from where we're sitting right now. It's really clear. We can see downtown San Francisco from where we're sitting right now. It is genuinely a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Bay Area day.
Looks like the smoke from a fire we saw earlier has been contained.
That's good, because I was afraid it was near my house.
One player we haven't seen too much of so far today, that is for Vancouver, Graham Barber, who had zero drops on 166 catches, if you can believe that. That's a pretty amazing stat there.
Yeah, he's been real steady for them all year. I wonder why. I wonder what's going on. Unless maybe the coach is just opening up the rotation, let some other guys get some run last game of the year, and maybe you don't, ride him quite as hard as you would in other games.
Saying that, he is marking the D right now.
Is he on? He's on Casino. Oof. A little ugly out there. Nice to Sankey. It's a small window, though. Looks a little crowded and scattered here. Pineda is continuing there. Nice break from Lassiter. They run the blow-by. If you want that blow-by, you want a blow-by. That's, wow. Ooh. I thought for sure that was going to get D. Nice bid. Goal. Nice bid by 77, Aaron Chan. That is a tiny window to force that into. But it results in a Dogfish goal, so.
Good hands by Pineda. Reel that one in.
Yep. Good timeout. Good timeout.
Perfect.
Anytime you score after a timeout, it's a good timeout. Even if it's a tremendously ugly point, it's still a good timeout. And Seidler's talking to Lassiter right now, and I think what he's probably saying is something to the effect of, please don't slot those into such tiny spaces on low counts. On high counts, yes, that's fine.
Right.
But, right off the bat. Dogfish are throwing a lot of inside-out forehands. Both teams are, really. We've seen Vancouver throw a couple of really gorgeous tiny window breaks that have resulted in easy goals. That's the same thing there. Tiny window break, or break mark throw into a very small window, easy goal. Early's back out for the pull. This is an interesting unit for the Dogfish coming down on D because Ranahan is really the only handler out there, per se. If they get this D, I don't know who else is going to be back there with him. Nice upfield. Nice up line by number 3. By Barbieri. There was a whistle. It was a travel. It's a tough one. He's running pretty hard. I'd say give him a couple extra steps there. So Sheridan is on the mark, number 7. Let's see if he can stop anything coming around here. There he is. He's sliding to his right. Make that around. See, very nice mark. Good mark from Sheridan.
Oh, wow.
Good mark from Sheridan. Oh, Max just should have picked that up. Max could have easily picked that up and thrown a goal to Sheridan there, but nice mark by Sheridan. He steps around and makes that hard. Ooh, wow.
Whoa, what? Ooh, that could go too far.
Riggs just picked that up and forced it, unfortunately. Tracy was open. Tracy puts his hand on his chest like, that's my fault, but I don't know. That's a very difficult catch. 2 men descending on you while you're basically trying to toe the back line.
I was pretty impressed by that bid by Michael Yee, 32 there. He looked like he was nowhere near that disc.
Yeah.
And even to get close to it was impressive. A lot of players fall down here.
Yeah, they pushed it to the sideline. Nice swing to space. Ooh, big bomb.
Wide
Watson,
open. Whoa, boy.
Watson lost his man. Oh, he wanted to throw it. He wanted to check across field. Now he just dumps it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the kind of turnover we've seen even from Sonke. When you just turn and just sort of wrist flip it to somebody, those throws are getting a little awry. To Ranahan. Cross field to Tracy. There it is. Goal.
And he's in.
So, I believe we might be seeing a little energy lull
here.
A little energy lull, perhaps, from Vancouver. One of the things that you lose when you get tired is not only your legs, but the ability to complete very quick release throws, or that turnover right there. The thrower just turns and just wrist flips it to somebody. Doesn't bend his knees. Doesn't step out. Those are the kind of mistakes you're going to start seeing from a team that maybe is a little bit tired. Things are just not as sharp. So, because his man was open there, and he probably completes that pass 98 out of 100 times. But when you get a little bit tired, those things are not nearly as high percentage as they are when you're at fully rested. So, if Vancouver doesn't score this one, the Dogfish put this one in, I think we could definitely point to a little jet lag. Oh, nice pull. Lefty pull. Lefty excitement. Center to Chang. He's been centered all day. Ooh, I don't like this matchup. Janinas on Chang. Nice leading pass. Barbier's open up line. Oh, nice D by Petru to stop that. Yeah, Chang on Janinas is a mismatch. Chang is a lot faster. There he goes. Yep. Oh, he had him too. That's just a missed throw. And Janinas
Nice
on Chang is a
bid.
mismatch for Chang. We just observed it.
Yep.
He's going to dump it and go, and he's a lot quicker, a lot faster.
The wind just took
Oh,
that
boy.
one out of play.
Nice way to hang on to it there. Don't want to give up a Callahan on something cheap. Ooh, hammer. Ooh, nice catch.
One hand.
Oh,
and
wow.
Then.
Holy smokes.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
Pineda.
What a sequence. Great sequence.
Great catch and assist there by
Great
Thomas
catch
Pineda.
by Pineda. Great catch. Man crossing his face, who I thought actually was going to D it.
Yeah.
Nice one-handed stab, and in that situation, Pineda really has no choice but to stand there and wait. That's a hammer that's coming to you. You have to stand there and wait. Wow, and then he comes out firing. Nice throw. That's actually a pretty tough throw considering the conditions. It helps he didn't have a marker, but I'm sure he had got that little burst of adrenaline like, there's the guy in front of me, and then he just turns over and yanks it downfield.
Really versatile player when you have really electrifying offensive player that's playing defense most of the time. Obviously, on a turn, you create that kind of mismatch there.
Yeah. And Serrano gets some credit there. Dogfish don't seem to be terribly intimidated by the wind. They're throwing hammers, and oftentimes the defense will pack one side of the field in the expectation that you can't throw a cross-field hammer. And they're throwing them, and they've been working out. Those crossfield hammers have been effective today for San Francisco. Center to Whitney Brown. To Hunter. Oh, that's a nice looking throw. It's going to float. Max is in position. Nice D.
Oh shoot, I never started a clock.
Had a little clock issue you might have heard in the background, but we're just going to continue on. Nice break from Casino, but not much happening after that. It's a nice inside-out break that doesn't result in much. Oh, nice! Another nice break. Ooh, travel called. That ref is quick on the whistle for the travels, but the best thing is he's calling them on both teams. That's all we can ask for. Be consistent. Oh, he's just blown. They just missed the mark. They were forcing forehand earlier. Now they switched to backhand. Ranahan, nice cross field. Still forcing backhand here. And I think every Dogfish right now they switch to, they're forcing sideline. Wow. Oh, Casino nearly bails out Ranahan on that pass that was just floating over everybody. So forcing backhand here. No, they're forcing to the upwind side. Petru gives up a crossfield forehand. That's just a blown mark by Petru. Nice throw. That's a goal. Easy goal. So I think there was some confusion there as to what the mark actually was, because you saw the first two markers forcing backhand. Petru came up and was kind of forcing backhand, but not well enough. So number 80 can come around and just throw a crossfield forehand for the goal. Easy one.
Vancouver calls the timeout with a minute left before the half, so they can get the short pull here. Get a little that momentum back. The lead 2 points now.
It's funny how you think about momentum shifting things, right? So the momentum shifting play there is the goal. But from San Francisco's perspective, the reason why that goal is thrown is because you have a defender who's completely out of position. So it's little things like that that actually can have a really profound impact on how a play goes, that you are in the correct marking, you know the mark, you're in the correct marking position, you're committed to it. Because the defender downfield in the end zone was actually in a decent position for a backhand force, but then the marker doesn't do a good job of actually putting on a real backhand force and lets an easy forehand get off for a goal.
Right. Vancouver not being too successful with their short pulls. That looks like a good one.
It's funny. It's like you want to knock it down, but you got to...
Right.
There's Chuck. Very nice. Just walking it in the middle of the end zone. Walking it downfield here. Now we need a continuation. There it is. Nice continuation from Naruto. Excellent continuation.
Great catch.
Colby should plant and come under. There it is. Oh, that's a force. I don't know what he's doing there. Hubbard, no. Colby was in really good position to make an underneath cut, which he did. Chuck, he planted and came underneath, but Naru decided to force it cross-field for some reason. Good double team. Excellent double team. Really good. Ooh, nice bid by Chuck. So the Dogfish looks like there's some confusion downfield as to who's covering who here. That double team sort of threw them off. Looks like they're back in okay position now. Everyone at least is on a man. Ooh, inside out. Big bending inside out. Nice throw. Great throw.
Very open.
Tremendously open, yes. But that was Lee Ross with a nice inside-out forehand. But, yeah, that double team, once it gets busted, you can see the Dogfish kind of running around, and no one is exactly sure who is on who. And that results in a very open man in the end zone.
Nathan Lamb pulling that one down for Vancouver, putting them back up by 3.
Only 16 seconds left here, so that probably gives you enough time for 2, maybe 3 throws at the most. So what you'd ideally do here is you would throw something cross-field towards the middle of the field, or towards the upwind side, assuming it's going to start out on the trap side. And then you can probably try to throw a completion within 10 to 15 yards of the end zone, and that guy needs to throw it basically immediately. Okay, 13 seconds here. Still enough time. Need to... Oh, very nice.
There it is, halfway, and then
7
one
seconds.
more.
Oh, okay. Sonky's going to get a shot at this.
Could float out, though. Yeah. Oh, that's dangerous. Ouch.
Okay, that's the end of the half. Sonky's a little annoyed, understandably. He kind of got clobbered there.
Little bounce right into the back fence there. It is a little bit close to that end line. A good second quarter for the Dogfish there. making some points back.
Yep,
Only trailed by 3.
Yeah, I believe they started the quarter down by 5, so they dug it back within 2. But you look at a couple of momentum swinging plays, right? They had them sort of on the ropes, and Petru's out of position, gives up an easy kind of a crossfield forehand goal. And then Rua, I'm not sure what he was seeing there, but he really, really, really wanted to put something downfield when he had Chuck pretty much open in front of him. And then he tries to throw a crossfield forehand to I'm not sure who, and it gets gobbled and results in what was at that point it was a 9-8 game, and now we're looking at an 11-8 game for Vancouver.
Is pain stopping you from playing your best? Get rid of your pain and get back to your game at G Sports Physical Therapy, the experts in sports rehabilitation. Visit our website today at gsportsphysicaltherapy.com.
Skippy is the official peanut butter of the San Francisco Dogfish, made with the funnest peanuts ever. Skippy, yippee!
Yippee indeed, all right.
Yippee-ki-yay.
That's one half of action. We'll be back in a few minutes for the second half of MLU.
The team dynamic is just to have as much fun as possible.
It's an experience, man. You turn around and you look and there's this big giant animal running towards you.
When I first started commentating, it was kind of tough for me because it's like, well, I can be out there too. I can play with these guys. Why am I up here in the booth?
Jeff Grant he's a freaking monster. He can sort of just do it all, you know?
A few of my students were like, we saw you on the bus. I was like, I don't ride the bus. No, you were on the side of the bus.
John Seamer pulls it down. Here we go. Long and into the end zone. Is it going to be? Yes, brought in there by Tad Jansen.
Now they're switching back into a man.
Now they go to man-to-man. And score, Portland. And San Francisco is going to let her fly again. It's going to be complete. The Dogfish are going to try to strike again. They've got Riggs behind the defense. Does he pick it up? No, he doesn't. It is intercepted. Now the Dogfish
Big
at
cross.
the goal line, coming across all the way across the field on a nice little floater. Sideline going back to Hancock. Hancock coming to the middle of the field. He goes back. And now it's knocked away. But Bjorklund gets it away to the center of the field. Floating to the right side, knocked away. Portland gets the turnover. And it's knocked away.
Just a great kick block there.
Sankey goes across almost all the way to the sidelines with it and tries to bring it down. He's going to come down to Bjorklund. Bjorklund throws into the end zone, and it is taken out of the air. Cable at about the 40, looking for someone to give to as everybody moves from our right to our left. Cable going long, looking for Bjorklund. Yes, Cody Bjorklund brings it down in traffic for the score at the 0 mark at the end of the first half. Very nicely to Hubbard. Hubbard's going to let it go deep into the end zone, looking for the quick score, and it is intercepted by Portland. That is Brian Penner bringing it down. Dogfish going long, going quick. Can it be? Knocked away at the very last minute by Peter Woodside. Naradu lets it fly, and San Francisco comes down with it. It was a double catch. San Francisco comes back right in front of us here at about the 30 or 44-yard line. San Francisco going deep. Can they get it? Knocked away at the very last second. That's Vin Bowie. Portland going to try one more time to one more score before the game ends, and no, it will not happen. Timmy Purston tried to knock it in the air. Timmy Purston tried to knock it in the air. The time ran out. And now let's see what the officials are going to say about it. Very, very animated discussion with the officials down there.
They're calling
yes,
it a goal.
They're going to give it a goal. So the final score, 17-11.
There's a man, Gabe Colton, aiming for the end zone from Michael Panna, and the referees say he was able to wrangle it in. David Brandoff takes a chance. This one is either going to be out of bounds, but somehow Esser able to keep it in.
Brandoff could be looking for the over the top.
And so he tries to go cross field, and it's right into the hands of Dominic Gibson. Hironet looking for Glazer in the end zone. He throws it up. It looks like Antoine Davis will be there, and so Glazer is unable to wrangle it in.
And the refs needed to move that pylon out of the way.
And Matt Glazer looking for a man to huck deep, but there's nobody down there. So with 5 seconds remaining, Nick Hironet with the D. I don't think he'll have time to get one off. He throws it off anyway. So Sickles has time expiring in the end zone. And we'll see another throw here by Bartenstein. And we've got a play on the disc. Khalifa will try it with the second effort. There's Delrico Johnson sliding in on the second attempt. As they are down by 2 goals. And Callahan there. The layout by Gravender. Now Norbum hucking it deep to Antoine Davis. He's got positioning. And Antoine Davis up to it and able to hold on. Holding off McCutcheon. But Blake immediately after that stoppage getting it up. So Delrico Johnson had it knocked out of his hand by Jack Casey. Over to that far side to Cobb. So Cobb just hucks it deep, the inside out throw. It goes all the way upfield. 2 spinners were down there, and going up for it was John Kerr. And just making sure that no hucks get off. This huck did get off, and behind the play, behind 2 spinners, is Eric Miner, who wrangles it in. Gibson, this time it'll be a flick. And that one floats up for Gibson. Moldenauer doesn't have position on it. Dunn cuts back. This one will be over the head of... It looked like it's over the head of McCutcheon. Laying out to get it was Jack Casey.
A fantastic
Layout there
block
from Hanna. Norbum checked the man on his back, which was Hironet, and it looks like there was no foul called. He goes with the hammer cross field. This one will float in the wind, and Delrico Johnson is inbounds. They get it to the one man towing the sideline, and that's Matt Glazer. Glazer into the end zone, and the layout there by Bloodgood. He's been able to pick up about 20 yards. Esser floats it up. Ethan Peck, the man there for the spinners, but of course over his head. Now see who gets it on the second attempt. It's another spinner.
Just seems a little slow right now.
Here's Mendoza. Mendoza, Tim Jackson does have position and just ran it down. A good old-fashioned track meet there. Instead, Damiano. Now Damiano over the head of O'Connor, and O'Connor with the second effort. You'd have to expect the first throw, and that's what it is. But Jack Casey picks it off.
Tridiak gets it. Ostergaard takes off. Tridiak launches one. Pass to Dogfish defenders. And Tito Ostergaard with the grab and the goal. So often they've forced into turnover land. And now a little bit hasty on the throw. Todd Sleva. Breen again taken off, but not enough steps to tempt Hauser to send one. But he sends a interesting flick across. And Tito Ostergaard dives, grabs it, and sends another interesting throw all the way into Brad Hauser, who catches it easily. Eyes against chasing, but not able to stay with Nick Petru. Nick Petru fires it to an exciting matchup, and Devin Williams hangs on despite the pressure from Khalif El-Salam and slams the disc down. The Dogfish now with an opportunity for their third break in the row. Casino sends one. Robin Breen with the pressure, but cannot stop Pineda. There's Tridiak. Nice little backhand down to Sleva. Sleva back to Tridiak, but broken up. A nice cut and continuation, and it gets put. Todd Sleva there, trying to get there, but cannot. Matra sends one cross field. Petru launches one. Morris gets the bobble. 3 defenders by the Rainmakers nearby. Drops it off, and Alexander Morris. Good focus. Yeager fires one in, tight window. Casino gets it. Casino winds up, throws to the line.
Whoa.
And a diving grab by his teammate. Dogfish looking to keep the pressure on. Their defense has been good. Henry Fan sneaks it over defenders. El-Salam. It's Fan to Khalif El-Salam. And they're trapped in the corner. Shanka sends a long bladey flick. Cam Bailey sneaks from around.
Wow.
Gets to the disc first. That's great D by Cam Bailey. Fan, nice outside in flick over to Ben Beener, and that's a Rainmakers goal and a Rainmakers break.
Nobody on the close sideline to complete that swing, so he ends up
With
just jacking
under
it.
10 seconds, the disc goes up.
And it works.
Disc swings now to Narui. Narui, another hammer, a lot of hammers. Trey Miller, the athleticism of Trey Miller is hard to beat, and he knocks that out of the air in the end zone. Khalif loves the momentum, jacks one
Harrington
all the way
versus
downfield.
Williams.
Trying to body Harrington. Williams wanted a push from Harrington. Rupp, little no-look backhand. Henry Fan pointing and shooting. Blady flick to Khalif El-Salam, who gets it and dives. Up the middle, Cam Bailey, who sees Harrington running deep, puts it out in front. That high flick, Harrington dives and catches it. Great run and dive and catch by Dylan Harrington. Throw goes up. Narui with the disc. Narui, but El-Salam peeled off his man and comes into the lane, gets the poach block. Beener back to Fan. Little squirrely cuts by Fan, and then Fan launches one to Khalif El-Salam, puts it out. Hubbard chasing, but Khalif El-Salam able to get there.
Looks like the ref had a better vision than we did.
Throw goes up into traffic. Clay Dewey Valentine getting up, getting huge, getting the block. Nice pull from Rupp. Has him in the very back of the end zone. This could be a Callahan. It's Khalif El-Salam with the Callahan. What an impact player. Gets the Callahan score. Great pull by Rupp. Puts him in the back of the end zone. Throw goes up, and it's Khalif El-Salam. Casino winds up, launches one. I'm liking El-Salam's chances here because of his existence on the stat sheet. Wow, Team D. El-Salam goes up with Shane Early for the Dogfish. El-Salam with it now.
We're under a minute left in the game.
Up the field to Fan. Janinis gets a hand in there.
I think they might
and
be
the
doing
fans are excited. Janinis with a nice hammer over the top. Jesperson almost there but can't get it. And the Dogfish do score.
Sankeen going to float it out here right towards us at the 49-yard line. Naradu lets it fly, and San Francisco comes down with it. It was a double catch. And coming down with it was Shane Early right there at the 11-yard line.
Defense from the Dogfish, a team, I mean, it's like a new Dogfish. It's a team that we have not seen on the prior games for Dogfish versus Rainmakers.
Nice pull from Rupp. Has him in the very back of the end zone. This could be a Callahan. It's Khalif El-Salam with the Callahan. What an impact player. Gets the Callahan score. Great pull by Rupp. Puts him in the back of the end zone. Throw goes up, and it's Khalif El-Salam.
One error here today, but since he's been here, he's been a confident throwing influence on their team on the whole.
And we'll see another throw here by Bartenstein. And we've got a play on the disc. Khalif will try it with the second effort. There's Dorico Johnson sliding in on the second attempt. So you mentioned with Bartenstein, and while that first initial throw, I mean, it was basically right on the money. The wind took it a little bit and allowed Gabe Colton to get in there for the D. But what it allowed was a second effort, and Dorico Johnson was there.
Yeah, and we see the D attempt here. It looked like Khalifa might have gotten two hands on it, But the chase there by Johnson was perfect. He was on basically sort of the mid of the field here, was even a little bit behind Khalifa as the disc went up. But he saw that there was an opportunity for anything to happen. If neither of those players had touched it, it might have floated up on its own. Bartenstein got a lot of power on that pass, put it out in front, and you got to give the second effort.
That was an incredible game to watch.
It was a huge loss.
I just decided to launch and try to get it.
I knew if I went up early enough, I could get it.
And all of a sudden, there are feet kind of above heads.
Does it all come back to this loss? Does it all come back to this play?
If I had 4 hands, I would put all 4 hands on it.
It was up the other line. They had to deliver.
Boston kept doing this thing that you didn't think was possible.
Coming in at 10. Welcome back to the second half of MLU Ultimate here in beautiful Berkeley, California. We've got the home team San Francisco Dogfish taking on the visitors from the North Vancouver Nighthawks. A good first half by both teams, a little shaky at times. The score pretty close. The Nighthawks up by 3, 11-8, Rubes.
Yeah, what we were talking about, what we see in the first half is mostly mistakes. I don't feel like we've seen really good defense from either team. From the Dogfish's perspective, that surprises me a little bit because I've seen, when we've been watching them play, they can certainly generate blocks. They've generated plenty. We've seen hand blocks. We haven't seen any crazy layout Ds. For the second half, I would really love to see both teams. Let's do something spectacular. Let's get some crazy layout blocks. It's a really nice crowd out there today. It is a beautiful day. This is probably the best crowd we've had all season. When the year started out, for once, it was pouring rain. Remember that? Game 1 against this team. And there were probably, some 50 stalwarts out there in their galoshes with their umbrellas out. Today, it's a great day. Let's get the crowd into it. Let's get the Dogfish with some layout blocks, some nice-looking bombs. And from Vancouver's perspective, also, get some energy. Give your team some energy. Give them some more confidence. You have a 3-point lead, and nothing helps a 3-point lead more than layout Ds.
Today we've got the crowd using umbrellas to keep the sun off their heads.
Yes, indeed.
Crazy.
Parasols. Drinking mint juleps.
Do they have those down there? Oh, I missed that. Just in the booth for the juleps.
That's right. We're gonna have end of season juleps.
Southern style.
But offensively, I think the Dogfish's offense has looked significantly worse. Vancouver's offense, I think, has looked better, generally speaking.
Agreed.
They've taken a couple of kind of iffy deep shots that have gotten blocked, but I blame a lot of that on the conditions. I firmly believe that this is a very difficult stadium to accurately huck in. I think most of the hucks end up being kind of 50-50 balls floating, and you get a crowd underneath them. So outside of sort of some poor huck choices from Vancouver, I think their offenses look good.
We may have seen the Friction Gloves catch of the week with that amazing layout by Justin Chan.
That was wild. That throw, there have been at least 2 throws in this game. The one to start the game, Casino of the Dogfish throws that, giant floating bomb that Pineda runs out of nowhere to get. And then number 7, Victor Chang whips a forehand that Justin Chan comes out of nowhere. And the crazy thing is both of those plays, I had no idea that guy was going to catch it because I didn't think he was anywhere near the play. But yeah, that Chan catch was amazing. All right, Edelman starting out on O. Casino is open. There we are. Nice little, he starts that cut even and just runs by his guy. Oh, steps into a forehand.
Uh-oh.
It's a crowd.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Max had a shot at that. Got his hand on it and tipped it up, but that ended up being a 3-on-2.
Yep. Pineda in the mix there.
Yep. Here's Chang with the disc again. He's thrown an interesting variety of throws today. High release forehands, lefty backhands, some nice bombs. Just been real steady. To the sideline. Ooh, that's up. Pineda, that's a foul. I'm surprised they didn't call that. That's a foul as well. Yep, there they are. Dogfish markers need to be a little less aggressive. Don't bump your guy. Get in position, but don't bump him. Edelman on the mark. Oh, Fisk beat up line badly. Now, oh, nice D. That worked out quite nicely because Fisk completely bit the upline fake and was totally out of position on the mark.
Just crashed that lane.
Nice. Look at him working downfield, though. Here's Chowda. Goldstein. Arms and knees. He's kind of all elbows and knees down there, but it works for him. He's wide open again, but he gets looked off. Looks a little scattered downfield right now. People aren't really moving. They're kind of going backwards. Now they need to generate something here. Oh, nice rip to Max. Let's see if he can read it. Oh, he's on the doorstep here. He's not in.
Not in. Very close.
Now you can double team here, so he needs to be careful.
Look at Pineda. There he is.
Lefty, nice.
There he is.
That was righty.
Yep.
Excuse me, Alexander Max is left-handed. That was an offhand throw for him. It was a righty throw.
A lefty for most of us, but
a righty for the lefties.
Spectacular. Good focus there. It's easy when you make a great catch. You're right on the line there is to get that little bit of jitters, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He took a breath. He waited for the open man.
He was being double teamed as well. I'm going to give Edelman credit here because he is doing a really nice job of throwing in rhythm. That throw to Max was definitely a rhythm throw. And also the other thing he's doing is he is not waiting for people to start cutting. He is basically saying to himself and to the thrower when he throws it, I'm now throwing this, and you better go get it. And he's throwing it to a spot and letting a man run under it. We've seen him do that 4 or 5 times today. And that's really a great sign. That's I think that's a sign of a confident handler who also can throw with touch. If you can't throw with touch, that doesn't work. If you can't throw a throw that's going to sit there for somebody to run under it, you can't do that.
Using the disc like a carrot for the rabbit to go get chased down.
Yeah, I call it joysticking. You're basically making your guy go where you want.
Refs are going to talk about something. Could be the timeout situation.
Could be something to do with the clock, but I don't think so. Oh, okay. One of the Vancouver players is wearing a hat. That's a uniform violation, so we just had him take it off.
You'd think they would know that by game 10.
It is very bright out there. He probably just came on the sideline. They're going to give it to a Dogfish player, and he's going to jump up and down on it.
Interesting rule. Don't really know what that's about exactly. But
I think it's just to keep the, make the teams look as clean and professional as possible, and not sort of have a weird amalgam of stuff. Like some people wear hats, some people wear sweatbands. Like, just keep it uniform. Keep the uniforms uniform.
Should have MLU hats on there.
Yeah. Looks like it's almost like a double team there, sort of a half double team. Early needs to get on his guy. Ooh, nice break. That's a good idea. Very nice break around to 17. That's where they want it. If you can keep it up there, you should keep it up there. Keep it on the upwind side.
Crowd getting into it.
Now, Dogfish have pushed them all the way to the sideline, and let's see if Riggs can keep Barbieri from swinging it. He's a lefty as well. Good mark. Excellent mark by Riggs, but not letting in the around off. Hubbard needs to slide a little bit towards left. Nice job by Hubbard. That's not on him. That was Ranahan getting beat up line. Ranahan
Philip Davison wide open.
Wow. Nice catch.
Wow.
Nice catch.
Woo. Beautiful catch.
Was that Hunter, 17, with the catch?
Yes, it was.
Nice catch by Eric Hunter. That's an example of the Dogfish defense there. They got beat up line twice. And that was on pretty good defenders. Ranahan is an experienced defender. You probably won't see that happen to him too much more. And Sonky then got beat up line as well. So they'll probably tighten that up a little bit and not allow that to happen quite so much.
Teams trading points to start this third quarter.
Pretty good looking offense from both teams so far. Dogfish are definitely attacking deep a little bit more to start this half than they were earlier. And Vancouver is content to kind of just work it up in little, 10-yard increments. But to Vancouver's credit, they did work it all the way to one side and all the way back. Once you start to do that, once you start to get that disc moving side to side, you'll see some cracks open up, put people out of position a little bit. Edelman. Casino. Here's Goldstein flinging his elbows. Oh, did he drop that? I think he might have. That thing just went through his fingers. Nice D. Oh, nice bid by Edelman. He did a good job of closing the gap there. Ooh, foot block. That's clean.
Wow.
Lassiter with the foot block on Hamilton. Sanke's running to pick it up. Got to get something going here. It's kind of busted defense. Oh, wow. Nice D by Jazz. Ooh, I think he's okay. He's holding his leg, but he looks like he's all right.
I don't think it was a foul there.
No
Just
foul. I don't think that should be a foul either.
No.
Pineda's going to wave it off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they both kind of arrive at the disc at the same moment. That's just some defensive pressure from Groden Gilchrist, Jazz Groden Gilchrist, that forces that turn.
Nice applause from the crowd for Spirit there.
Sanke on the mark. Nice D by Riggs. That's what you want. A nice D Riggs there. He forced that. That's Naruo. It's nice to be on Naruo. Then he gets beat around, but that's a broken mark from Casino. Nice mark from Naruo again. Stops the inside out. Oh, another foot block. Wow, we've seen 1 point with 2 hand blocks and 1 point. How often do you ever see foot blocks in general?
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
And
so
today we
rare.
see 2 in 1 point. Wow, that's crazy.
Maybe we'll see a triple play.
We'll see a 4-pointer. The rare 4-pointer. No, oh, good. Okay, so that was a nice switch from Vancouver right there. Naruo had his man beat. Nice catch. Edelman to Naruo. It's going to float. He's going to catch it.
Nice.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Casino's going to have to box him out. Oh, great catch by Casino. Nice catch from Casino.
Great
nice
read.
catch. Yeah, excellent read.
Oof.
Excellent read.
That could have gone either way for sure.
He boxes out Lynn, who it looks to me had a couple of inches on him.
Mm-hmm.
That's a throw that Naruo clearly did not want to float. He had Casino initially. If he kind of just throws a little bit lower, that catch is going to be a lot more routine. But a nice box out. Great catch by Casino. We've seen a lot of really good catches today. A lot.
Sometimes the wind making those catches more exciting.
Yeah, really good.
Moving that disc around.
I believe that was an 0 point for the Dogfish. Actually, their record on starting on 0 and finishing goals without a turnover is not good. They tend to turn over at least once a point, so that's got to feel good.
Back to a 2-point game. A little under 6 to go.
It's interesting seeing Alexander Max out there, number 21. We've barely seen him play this year, and I think he's actually contributing positively. Wow, 2 foot blocks in the same point. Wild.
Wild stuff.
Yes, indeed. Now everyone's going to start trying to do it. That's the problem. See, look at Ranahan. He's trying.
Foot's a flying.
Feet of fury. Nice D by Ranahan. Way to really... He was beat off the throw, and he reels his man in. Nice D again. Oh, man, he is really pressuring. He's trying awful hard out there. He's really making Barber's life pretty hard here. No round called, so he stops the around. But he lets off the inside-out break. That's tough. You call no around, so you shift no around, and that opens up that inside-out lane. Woo, zinger. Nice catch. Oh, wow. Dogfish D still pretty good here, hanging tough. I thought that was going to be an easy goal. Oh, no foul call. Cheng trying to sneak something through. Wow, Dogfish D, give him some credit there. I really thought that was going to result in the goal because the defense looked really scattered, and they walked it right up to the goal line. Serrano needs to swing it here or throw it in the end zone. Oh, throw a cross-field hammer. That'll work.
Wide open.
To Ranahan. Someone needs to go deep here because he wants to throw it.
Nice
Easy.
under.
I'm surprised that wasn't a travel, but it wasn't. smart timeout here. This is a good timeout. Again, we watched the previous timeout they called, that Coach Seidler called. They worked it up to right about here and then called it. Good time to do it.
Worked last time.
Yep. So yeah, I'm giving Dogfish D credit there because they looked scattered, out of position. They were giving out. They got a couple of kind of short inside-out breaks that didn't result in goals or didn't result in a giant jailbreak going the other way, and they held them on the goal line there. That was excellent defense.
Nice tight marks there.
Yeah.
On that exchange.
Mm-hmm. And they're committing to the no around mark, and so that when we say a no around mark, what we're saying is that you're not letting it around a break mark throw that's going to go around the marker as opposed to an inside out. So Vancouver is also smart there as well. What I heard when Ranahan's on the mark, and he's a smart guy, so he's going to listen to the sideline. You hear no around, so he's going to slide to stop the around. But what that does is the thrower, if you see your marker suddenly jump to take away the around, that inside out lane is wide open for you. And Vancouver handlers are smart enough to take advantage of that, and they did it a couple of times, but the Dogfish held tight and didn't give up the goal. It's kind of tough when you're a downfield defender there and you hear that no around. You're just watching your guy.
Yeah.
You don't know where the disc is half the time. You have a feel for where the disc is. You're hopefully in the right defensive position, but the correct defensive position suddenly becomes the wrong defensive position as soon as the marker slides to take away the around.
Mm-hmm. So it's really important for everyone to listen to that no around call.
Yeah, it's like you need to
Not just
process
the
it.
mark.
You need to process it really, really fast
Yeah.
too. Like you hear the no around, and then but you can't just jump to the conclusion that the marker's even going to do it. Like if you then, because what'll happen is if you hear the no around and your thought is okay, I need to take away the inside out.
Right.
If you jump the inside out, you're going to get beat to the force side because you're maybe a little off balance. You run the wrong way. So that's what makes good experienced players good and experienced is they can process that information really fast. Nice to Sankey. Getting a little crowded on that sideline. Ooh, inside out Scuba. Nope, nice pump fake. Oh, darn. A little behind Aruo.
Gotta get back up on D
Yeah,
here.
get back up on D, exactly.
Vancouver's
Aruo's
got a lot of
trailing
players.
here. Cloud is
There
on
goes Jazz.
Lassiter helps out a little bit. Gets back on his man.
I could listen to that all day, Rubes. Cloud on Jazz. It's beautiful.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh.
Wow, high release forehand far to the break side. Very exciting. Oh, I had a feeling that was going to be a tough one. That throw was rising as soon as it came out of Hunter's hands. He's thrown to a very tall guy, but that's a tough catch. He's not really 22 is not really expecting that to be a tough catch because he's wide open. There's Colby. Nice Colby. Chuck, very good, doing the right thing. He's well-trained, young man. And there's Naruo. Nice bending backhand. Ooh, wow. Nice
good
catch
hit.
for a goal. Yeah, 10. Number 10, Keen Luong makes up a lot of ground and nearly gets there. I think he might have seen it a little bit late. Like, you got to know it's coming. He's got his head down and he's going. And even if you need to get your head around a little sooner so you can kind of get your feet right to bid. Because if all you're doing is really running as fast as you can to haul your guy in, there are a couple of guys I've seen like that who can run as fast as they can, and then they can kind of hit the jump button, if you will. But it's hard. It's very difficult. It takes a special kind of athlete to be able to do that. But he was in position, good position. But nice break mark. So that starts from Colby Chuck gets the disc in the middle of the field. He throws one break mark swing, which then goes upfield to Sankey. Easy little bending backhand for the goal. Like that's kind of textbook. That's kind of textbook offense. We haven't seen the Dogfish do that much of that this season.
Yeah. See Pineda on the sideline trying to get the crowd fired up here. Use that eighth man.
He has a lot of fans here. That guy's popular.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, there. I can hear him.
I think he was on the cover of UQ Ultimate Quarterly.
Oh, okay. Looks like they're forcing backhand here, which is interesting. They've mostly been coming out forced flick, but now they're forcing it to the upwind side. So the thing to be aware of here is that if you force backhand, just about anybody here can throw a 40 to a 50-yard backhand. So you want to be cautious. You really got to play good D downfield and make sure that people are defended, especially deep cutters are defended. And they're doing a good job of that so far. There it is right there. I know. Oh, gosh. I thought number 5 was going to have that. He got both hands on it. That was Barbieri. I thought he was going to get that. He was in the best position to make the play. He did get two hands on it, but it was in a crowd. It's a pretty tough catch. Nice break. Got to continue here. A little late. Early makes the right cut. It's just a couple seconds late. Nice and easy to Sheridan. Let's see how his shoulder looks. Ooh, looks pretty good. Nice rip. Oh, Barbieri's in position. Oh, that's a foul.
You gotta call
yeah,
that.
they're going to call it. They're going to call a foul on it. That's a foul on Barbieri. It's unfortunate because he had a pretty good read on it, and he had pretty good position, just a little too much contact. Serrano with the disc. Just need to dump it. Oh, that's going to work for the goal. Really nice.
Wow. He just muscled that in.
Yeah,
there.
he really did. He just stepped through the mark and just got his wrist and the disc in position. Little wrist flip to space to early for the goal.
Took a little contact, got it through. And that ties this game up.
Wow, look at that.
For the first time since, I believe, the 32nd mark of the game.
Yeah, that's right.
Under 2 minutes to go in this third quarter.
So the interesting thing here about that mark is that they were forcing backhand, right? Like, if you're a player who does not usually huck, like if you don't have a flick huck, you probably can still huck a backhand. And you see these opportunities and your eyes kind of light up, right? So that might have been an example there. I wonder if Coach Seidler was forcing backhand and really just sort of asking them to start throwing backhand hucks, because this place is really hard to throw long. It's just a difficult place to throw long, and especially a backhand huck on that side of the field. If you get that outside in edge up, it's going to trail towards the middle of the field, and it's just a hard throw. It's not an earthquake, everybody. That's just people stomping. Chang with the disc. Edelman, I'm surprised he didn't get called for a foul. There's a little nice D on the dumps. Excellent dump defense downfield. Really good dump defense from Ranahan and Shane Tracy. Got a double team here, but he's left-handed, so that really throws everything off to Ranahan. Nice and easy. There's Tracy on the continue, but it's a little crowded there. Nice dump. You got to continue. There it is right there. Nice continue. Read it. Nice catch from Pineda. Oh, wow. Visionary throw. Oh, good.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, as ideas go, it's not a bad one. Tracy didn't know it was coming. Nice catch from Pineda, though. 77-57 for Vancouver, 7. Chang with the disc again. They're forcing backhand here. Again, they're back to the forcing backhand, but this is the downwind side. There's the punt. That's going to work. That is going to work.
It. Yes.
Yep. It's a nice punt, nice rip.
Kevin Chan there.
Wow. That was a punt, but that's a very nice punt. That's a really good throw. That's just a really good throw. He threw that from the 10 to the opposing 35, so that disc traveled, 55 yards? And he threw it to a spot and let his man run under it.
Yeah.
That's how you got to throw. I think that's how you got to huck out here. Is you got to keep it down and you got to throw line drives. That was, however, a desperation huck. That was 6.5. Dogfish defense is definitely turning up on Vancouver's dumps. It's looking a lot better.
Yeah, that energy on the defense really apparent for the Dogfish, and it's forcing little mistakes here on Vancouver.
We saw a drop earlier, and as a defense, it's kind of it feels okay. It's a Pyrrhic victory. You say, okay, we got them to 6.5, and they had to, put up something desperate, but it worked. And nice layout catch on the end there for the easy goal. Casino to Laster. Boy, Laster's been looking pretty good today. He's been open on that third. Oh, wow.
Whoa.
There's the shot to Chuck. Oh, that's going to... Oh, come on, Colby.
Go.
Come on, Colby. Come on, Colby. Come on.
Oh, a little too much mustard
Oh, my
on
gosh.
that.
Yes. He is open, and that is a pretty good throw. And I honestly think that if there's no fence back there, I think he probably bids for it. Laster's coming out. He probably just has a little calf cramp or something like that. He had to jump to go get that pass. And he's limping, hobbling off. He had Chuck there. Colby was definitely open. Disc is coming back? No. Oh, a timeout. Okay, so I think Vancouver. No, okay. So Laster's coming off. Edelman's going on.
Was there a foul on that throw? No.
I think that there must have been. Yeah, there was a foul on the throw.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, foul on the throw. That's the only reason. That's the only reason it would be coming back.
Yeah, of course.
And Laster did hobble off. He might have gotten kicked or stepped on or something like that. Now we're running a little low on time here. We have 26 seconds left. It is plenty of time to do a lot of things, but they do need to kind of. Ooh, jeez. Colby makes that more exciting. There needs to be a nice little break, nice little zingy throw.
Yep, there it is.
Man on. Gabe does not know there's a trailer.
Nice
the
catch. Foul. And one.
Great catch.
Wow, good focus.
Nice throw
by
from Nero.
Sanke.
Nice throw from Nero. Yes, great focus from Sanke.
He didn't know, as you say, that the player was coming at him, but
Groden
he
Gilchrist,
took the hit.
Jazz was actually trailing that play from the backside as well, and I think if Sanke doesn't kind of go get it right when he got it, I think Jazz would have had a shot to at least maybe make a bid or just make the catch a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
But way to make the catch and take the hit.
Yeah. Certainly would have been a foul if he did not make the catch.
Yeah, but Jazz was in position to go and maybe muck up that play a little bit. Tie ball game.
11.1 to go in the third quarter. 13-0.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we had asked for these teams to come out with an intensity and fire this crowd up, and we are seeing it.
We're still not seeing like crazy layout Ds, but people are hustling downfield. It seems to have opened up a little bit on both sides. Like we're getting, this might be the point at which the cutters downfield, there's a handful of guys that feel pretty good, and there's some that feel a little bit tired. And when you're a little bit tired, that's when you can see an individual sort of start to take over. You start to see those one-man run deep where he is wide open, there's no one cluttering him, and people are standing around and giving him space. Ooh, makes it exciting, Cenk. Oh, and there's the punt.
Fires it.
There's the punt. McKay gets a good look at it.
Anybody's game. Ooh, how did that happen? Right place, right time, at the horn.
I think
what?
That's Barbieri. I think he is as surprised as everyone else is.
He was
that
just a trailer there waiting for junk.
Yeah, I don't know. I think what probably happens there is that on the pull, Chang picks it up and throws it before anybody can really find their guy.
Right.
And then as soon as it goes up, everyone's just sort of like looking around like, where, who, what, why, where is somebody that I can defend? So Barbieri just runs downfield with nobody on him.
A dramatic end to the third quarter.
Well, the game started off with a terrible floating backhand that was caught by a trailer, so let's finish this quarter with one, too.
Touche there. Do you have a team trip or corporate outing coming up? If so, charter a private bus, minibus, or party bus from busrental.com, a U.S. Coachways company. Bus travel is one of the safest, greenest, and most affordable ways to get your group to an event. If you're going with a group, trust busrental.com. Enter coupon code MLUBUS and get additional savings and VIP treatment.
Canterbury is proud to power your game as the official apparel sponsor for Major League Ultimate. Visit www.canterburyus.com today, the destination for your team's custom uniforms. Canterbury, committed to Ultimate.
It's getting steamy up here in the booth. But no wind. No wind.
Well, no wind in here for us, unfortunately. 10 minutes in both these team seasons, and let's see who's got what left here. Dogfish energy, I think, is definitely up. At least two of those Vancouver goals I would describe as kind of fluky. One from Chang throwing that super high count bomb that was complete for an easy goal, and then that one we just watched is certainly fluky. But heck, 2 weeks ago we watched the Dogfish play 8-man on defense. So
fluky, better than
anything
good.
can happen,
Don't know if Siler might pull that one out for this last quarter.
That was offense.
So, refs are talking to the coaches here. They're probably deciding which side they're going to take, and who's going to be starting on O and who's going to be playing D.
This could be the most important decision of the game.
Well,
I'm just joking.
Yes and no.
Not a huge wind out there, so differential is not too important. Looks like it'll be the Dogfish Starting on defense for this final quarter.
All right. So, looks like Dogfish are going to be pulling. They've been playing really good dump defense the past couple points. Let's see if they can keep that up. And I like Coach Seidler's use of timeouts. That one didn't work out. It resulted in sort of a quick turnover, drop by Naruo. But I think as a strategy, it's got value. You work it up to the 30 and then get your D team off. All right, there's the horn. So we're going to be starting up here in a sec. Janinas with the pull. A couple of Vancouver guys got their hands on their knees already. Hopefully they got something left in the tank here.
See if they can take that end of quarter momentum into the beginning of this one.
Nice break, nice inside-out break. Janinas is on his man, going deep. Nice D by Hubbard, too. Pretty good defense downfield here. Janinas, oh, he's in position. Oh, wow. He ran a long way covering his man deep and then a long way coming in. Now we got to try to keep him on the sideline here. He with the disc. Nice D by Petru. Oh. Just kind of rushed that one. Hunter rushed that one. You can see when a thrower sort of leans their shoulders back and kind of pokes their hips forward. He wasn't really balanced when he threw that.
And you don't get any points for knocking the cone down.
See if they're going to throw another hammer here. Really not. The hammers have been pretty effective.
Good D.
Yep, there it is. Nice hammer. Ooh, nice D. Excellent defense by Barbieri. Great D.
Just threw his hands up.
Nice D. Wow. Great D by Barbieri. Yep, threw his hands up there. He did the smart thing. He recognized that hammer's going to go off, and he ran to the man. He does not really have eyes on the disc. He's going to run to the man and just sort of streak by him, throw a hand in his face, kind of like when you see a guy shooting a three-pointer. You'll see a defender often sort of do that pass by.
Yep.
Yeah, they kind of pass by the shooting hand and throw a hand up.
And as you said earlier, on offense, when you're running, don't look back. Just run hard
to your man.
Get your hands up there.
Yep. Run to your man, and in that case, you know, if you recognize it early enough that that's the open guy, you run to the guy, and then you hope you hear an up call, and then you can look for the disc. But you got to get to your guy first.
Yep.
They got what they wanted there. It was a double team that results in a floating crossfield hammer, and that is everything you could ask for running a double team. Ooh, zinger. Soggy to Casino Lasters. Oh, Goldstein is really open. Holy smokes.
There goes Pineda.
Oh, wow. I honestly, wow. Oh, jeez, I thought Pineda was going to get that.
Wow.
That is an ill-advised throw by Goldstein, and the only reason is because you might want to take a second and try to figure out where your guy is, and I think 37, who just got that D, was his guy. He knew he was beaten off the string play and runs in to make a nice play in the end zone.
That was Mitchell Dozie.
There's another punt. Oh, there's a lot of people descending on this one. Man, two guys catch it. That's worth two. Uh-oh, number 16's down. It's Barber. I think he's probably okay. It looked like a little bit of a collision, but nothing terribly violent. So the Dogfish are definitely playing good D, but you also have to have somebody back there to have your head up. You don't want to be so eager that you're overrunning everything and letting that off, especially against the forced backhand. What we said earlier is that almost anybody on this field can probably throw a 50-yard backhand.
Yep.
And that's what you're forcing. That's what you're giving up. So at a high count, you're going to bomb a backhand. That's what you got to do. They're doing the right thing. Cheng again does the right thing. Throws a nice, big 60-yarder.
Graham Barber has not dropped a pass all year. He was not going to drop that one.
Well, he and his teammate both caught it.
Yep.
So they both get one. Oh, nice around break. Nice around break.
Pretty.
Yep.
That's 3 in a row by the Nighthawks.
Well, that's a tough point for Goldstein. He is incredibly open on that string and then decides to really force a forehand to Pineda. his man comes down and gets the D, and then unfortunately he then gets broken for the goal. So that's a tough sequence there. He gets a little pat from Cloud. It happens. He's just going to have to shake it off and play harder. Play a little bit smarter. It's really hard if you are the person that has the throw, that when you have no marker within 25 yards of you, your eyes definitely light up. And Pineda was the man who was going deep for him, and Pineda was looking over his shoulder. Pineda had his man beat, but I think he recognized that there was another man in the lane, so he was not exactly cutting at full speed, because I don't think he anticipated really that throw coming.
Right.
So, it's okay. They're down 3. 8 minutes left is plenty of time.
Vancouver taking a timeout, going for a short pull here.
Got to get back on D for the Dogfish here. Just get a goal and get back on D. Knock
Nice.
it down. Nice. Good. So, ooh, junk. Okay, this is the first time we've seen this from these guys. It's a good idea. Give them something else to think about a little bit. Nice continue to Goldstein. Very nice from Sankey. I thought he might be called for a travel there. No, they're just walking it up here, and they're going to switch to man any second here. Cloud is uncovered. There you go. Sheridan with the disc to Sankey. Cloud is in really good position. He gets clogged by Goldstein. Oh, wow, a blade to Goldstein. Oh, my. That's something where the thrower saw that the man was open, but the man didn't know that he was open. When Goldstein's making that cut, he's probably anticipating that disc is either going to get dumped or moved to the middle of the field. That was a nice throw, and if Goldstein was looking for it, that's a goal.
Tough one to catch.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
Gotta use it, quick.
Here's Cloud, as usual, kind of going quick.
On the break side. Oh,
ooh, lefty to Colby Chuck.
Good read by Sankey. Took his time there. Wait for the cutters to come across.
A very Berkeley High-centric team squad out here. Squad of fans cheering on Colby Chuck, who's headed to Oregon this year.
And if he had caught that one deep in the end zone, this crowd would have exploded.
Would have lost it. Yes.
Whoa.
And like I said, I think if the fence wasn't back there, I think he probably would have laid out and tried to tow it. But you don't really want to stick your head in the fence.
No, I don't think so.
If you can avoid it.
7 minutes left in the season for both these teams. Fighting hard not to be the last place team in the Western Division.
If the Dogfish somehow manage to win this game, it'll be the first time in the past 3 seasons they have not finished in last place.
Well, that's worth fighting for.
I think so. Plus, it's a gorgeous day in front of your home fans. Want to give them a win, have the season end on a positive note. Break. Stop the inside. Oh, that's caught.
Recovery.
By 40. He's looking a little scrambled there. He needs to settle down. Settle.
Davidson with the
That's an example of
great
there it is. Yep. Oh, that's going to get caught. Oh, wow. I thought Barbier might have a shot at that. So you look at that whole play. You can tell Davidson looks a little rattled there, right? He caught it. The disc is kind of skipping around, and then he just did not look comfortable the whole time he had the disc. Ranahan needs to throw this in the end zone. Timeout. Good.
Oh,
excellent call. And Ranahan's like,
wow.
What, coach? What?
I would have got it off.
It was 6.5, dude. Yeah. That's a fine time to call a timeout. I think there was a little miscommunication from Dumps there. Edelman, number 22, I think he was being face guarded, meaning his defender had his back to the thrower and is paying only attention to him. And usually what most experienced dump handlers will do is if they're being face guarded like that is they won't move. Because they'll let the thrower throw it to a spot, and then you just run and go get it because your defender has no idea it's coming. And I don't. It seemed like Edelman and Ranahan both had different ideas about what they should be doing there. So good. That's a good time to call a timeout.
And that's certainly a wrinkle of this league where the coach can call the timeout on the sideline.
And then sub the entire team.
Yep. See what subs he does put in here.
I mean, we could probably have a debate about it, but I feel like that has more value. That could have more value than the half-field poll. because breaks are not easy to come by, and they can really swing a game. So if you can put yourself in a position to, if you call 4 of your timeouts to try to turn Ds into goals, and maybe you only get 2 of them, that's still 2 breaks. I think that's still really valuable.
Right. I think so. If you look at the statistics for how many times a short pull has led to a turnover and a score.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's also one of those things that, like, maybe you just see how it's going. Like, if your zone is working, and you can stick them, you can get Ds within 10 or 15 yards of your end zone, then maybe it has more value. But
well, today we've seen so many short pulls, probably 10 combination of both these teams. Only one, to my knowledge, led to a score. That was that last one by the Nighthawks, directly on that hammer throw, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, to your point, I think I agree that using that timeout as a strategy to...
I mean, you don't just throw away everything you've learned from playing, like, Club Ultimate. Some of those things, everything you do out here has been predicated by that, or precipitated by Club Ultimate times. What you guys did, what team people, easy, Hubbard. Just be calm. There we are. Nice little lefty dish. Casino, nice cut. Ooh, wow, great bid.
Nice bid.
Great bid by 77. Nice break.
Oh, Jacoby.
Oh, he's on the doorstep here. Easy. Now you just need to get it out of the lane. Probably a foul, I suspect.
They're centering it. Interesting.
It is interesting. Maybe if you're fouled on the end zone line, you get to take it to the center.
Learning something new.
Nice, Sankey. Very nice. Sankey drives his man to the break side. The defender has to honor it because Casino's a good thrower. He's also being marked by a shorter man, so it's going to open up some more throwing lanes for him. And Sankey just plants and comes back for the easy one. Nice.
Little juke in there. Pretty hard to defend when you're on that goal line.
Really hard to defend. I mean, if you're the defender, your only hope is to counter your marker at that point.
Right.
And if you get beat, you get beat. But what are you going to do? But also, Sankey in that case got his defender's center of gravity working a little further to one side than his defender would have liked, obviously.
Down a 1-point game, under 6 minutes left to go in this game.
Good timeout?
Good timeout, and as we saw, a couple of quick timeouts there for strategy by Seidler. Obviously not one available here for the short pull, but as we said, I think and I agree that those timeouts for strategy more important.
So they've called 3, and 2 of them have led to goals. Nice pull. Great.
Wow.
Fantastic pull. Yeah, early closes the gap. That's smart. He closed the gap on number 16. Don't just... Oh, what? I don't know what that thing is, but it's fun.
Like a little helicopter pass.
Oh, wow. This is going to go into a crowd. Janinas. Oh, wow. What a catch. Great catch.
Yeah, I think he got his foot in.
Wow. Tremendous catch in a crowd from number 21. That was incredible from Nicholas Lynn. That is a horrible huck. Horrible huck. Great read. Nice catch.
Just got his foot in there. Wow.
Yeah, and a nice work on the goal line from... Was that Chang catching that goal? Number 7? Who caught that goal? 7, yeah. Victor Chang. Way to keep one foot down. And that throw to him wasn't that great either. So that was well done.
Great concentration. You got to worry about just catching the disc, of course, and then to catch it and get your foot in the
really
end
good
zone.
Very coordinated. I think this is going to be nip and tuck here the whole rest of the way. I don't really see any team really running away with it at this point. Both teams' offenses, I think the Dogfish's offense in the second half has looked better than Vancouver's, but Vancouver is hanging tough. They're making sort of the hustle plays and really the more spectacular plays, the catches over crowds, high count punts that are being completed, stuff like that, which is super frustrating if you're playing defense against a team, by the way. It's the worst. Oh, the lands in. Good pull. Excellent pull. Neuro's wide. Oh, crossfield hammer to Sankey. Nice crossfield hammer to Sankey. To Chuck. Jeez, they're a little crowded back there. Oh, wow. Nice throw from Goldstein. Nice Casino, little move. Woof.
Whoa.
Stay in bounds. Oh, boy. Okay, here we go. That is to Sonky. There's a man coming. Colby! Chuck, number 26 with the goal and the kick.
And the punt. Wow. This crowd loves it.
The crowd loves it. How many times have we seen this today? A really not a great throw that bends over the entire crowd and someone in the back just picks up the trash.
Yeah. Look where I am.
Look what I found, everybody. I think Casino's look to Sonky is a pretty good look. He had his man beat, although his man did run. Someone ran by him to make that much harder than it needs to be. But good on Chuck for just running down there, hustle down there. You never know what's going to happen. In this case, something good.
See, the Dogfish can string a few together here. Put some tough D on.
Both teams are really kind of scoring on fluky stuff here, though. It's not exactly clean offense.
No?
Doesn't make it any less exciting, though. The fluky stuff is fun.
Sure.
Really good offense can be dreadfully boring. Nice D downfield. Ooh, Cloud just got shaken by Hunter a little bit there, but not bad. They didn't give up too much yardage. Really just needs to put a hard mark on 40. He looks a little rattled with the disc. Nice break. Nice break to space. Ranahan stops the continue. Good. Nice D by Janinas. Ooh. Yep, Ranahan's trying to body number 3, Whitney Brown, and he gets called for the foul. Ref's getting him set up in the right spot. Oh, okay, it was a foul before the throw. Foul before the throw. Okay, that makes sense. Janinas is ISO'd downfield against number 80. Nice D. Oh, Ranahan. Gosh, I thought he had a shot at that. Inside out to 40. Man, wide open. That's Hunter. Oh, wow. Hunter just came across the face of the offense, completely uncovered. That means somebody is uncovered here. It should be a little scramble. Yep, there's early. They need to stack and get something going. 2 men on Riggs. 2 men take Riggs, so Cloud's wide. Oh, that's going to work. Oh, maybe not. Nice catch. Ooh. Cloud just needs to calm down. It's usual going a million miles an hour out there.
Wide open now.
Yep. Now it just needs to be calm. Nice dump. Got to continue. Ranahan looks to throw another forehand. Nice. Woo! Very nice inside out forehand from Ranahan.
A step over.
Yep.
Tie ball game.
Yep. Dogfish team are showing a little more energy here, I think, than the Nighthawks. That was just nice D downfield. They're exerting a lot of energy to stop cutters. They're sort of winning their one-on-one matchups in space right now. At least on that point they were. But that's tough for Hunter because he was running uncovered across the face of the face of the offense there.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened there. Either that throw just had a little more heat on it than he anticipated. When you're that open, you never think you're going to have to make a hard catch. You know, it's basically you're saying to yourself, "There's no one within 25 yards of me. They should just throw it right to me." And then when it doesn't come right to you, it can sometimes be a bit of a shock.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes when you're that wide open, you're anticipating what you're going to do when you have the disc.
Yeah. Yes, that's very true. You're already thinking one throw ahead.
Yep.
Now, this is not the most robust O-line on for the defensive team for the Dogfish here. And I don't know how many timeouts they have left. They've called at least 2 in this half. Ranahan's not out there, and he's been doing an excellent job on their dumps. Ooh. All right, then all the way up to 30 here. They need to get a little pressure on these throwers, not just let them work it around willy-nilly. And keep it on this sideline. Dogfish need to try to get them to keep it on the sideline. Nice mark. That's good. Make them go backwards. If you're going to let out on a ramp break. Oh, another foot block. Wow, that's 3. 3 foot blocks in one game. That's incredible. I cannot remember the last time I've seen 2 in one game.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, really incredible. from Sheridan. He's open. He just needs to, he's smart. He's going to work it back around to Hubbard. Oh, he had Petru. Good. That's a good lookout. That's fine. Mitra's, no, man on Petru there. Nice little shake from Petru. Take your time. Very good to Max. Easy now. There, good. That's a good hold. That's sort of cluttered there. If he tries to force that into Casino, that would not work out so well. So he needs to cut for him. Nice break to Mitra. Now we need to cut.
There it is. Oh.
Well, he had Max, maybe, but there's no point in forcing it here. He's going to throw in the end zone. Oh, there we are. Get stalled.
Oh.
Timeout. Wow. So, Coach Seidler, very smart, very good. Hold on to those timeouts.
Pulling out all the strategy.
Yeah, he spent 3 this half. Not one half field pull from the Dogfish. It's all been.
You cannot lose that disc at that point on a stall. That's
it's all for D for O substitutions. That's all defense for offense substitutions. And I would dare say it's working out. They're on the doorstep here, tied after being down 5 in the first quarter. So that's a positive.
Now, when you're calling that timeout, are you right on the ref? Or?
Yeah. You go run down to the ref, and then you say, timeout! You yell at the timeout. You yell at the ref. And as long as you get it to one ref before the stall is called,
right?
Even if it's a stall, the ref that heard it will sort everything out to make sure that they know that the timeout got called in time. Now, the interesting thing about End Zone O is that it is a smaller area for defense to defend. So your options are kind of limited in the sense that you can't, make these giant arcing deep cuts or something like that. But it looks to me like the Dogfish are isolating the first man in the stack, typically. To have the disc on a cone is not necessarily where you want it. If you want to move it more to the middle of the field, because then you can attack both halves of the end zone. The break side is there, and it's a lot easier. You're not trying to jam something into a tiny window. If you try to throw an inside out forehand or something like that, standing on that cone, the window you're throwing into is quite small. So I wouldn't be surprised if they run ISO one guy in the middle, give him 1 or 2 steps, and then work it to the middle, and then that same person that was ISO'd to start the play, what they should probably do is keep running across across the face of the end zone line, and ISO that guy. So you go, let the first guy juke a little bit, throw it to the middle, and then that person who was the initial ISO just books it across the field, and hopefully you can just hit them for an easy one. Oh, interesting. I thought that. Ooh, Casino with a nice catch. That's a foul. Yep. Cloud really wants it. Sasanki, goal.
They take the lead here.
Yeah. The crowd is loud and loving it. Well, I think as this game has progressed, we've seen the heat and the travel definitely take its toll against the visiting team. The home team has shown more energy, has shown a more consistent energy level as the game has gone on, and I think that Vancouver's energy has dipped and is maybe down. I don't know if they're going to be able to dig it back out again. Part of what you can tell if that's working is just like if the defense is if all of a sudden the defense is better, like it's not because the defenders just got better, it's because the cutters are tired or the handlers are tired.
Right. I see Jazz on the sideline for the Hawks trying to fire this team up for a last push.
Okay, here's the pull. Victor Chang has played a lot today.
Yeah, huge minutes.
He's been really good, but now he needs to dig down for these last 2 minutes here. Just swing it to the sideline. Nice idea from Sheridan. Poke a leg out there, maybe make him think about it. Oh boy, wow. Nice mark from Pineda. Ranahan was beat deep, and Pineda really stopped that backhand huck from getting off. Oh, wow. Cheng was in power position, but he looks off a backhand huck. There he is again. That's his number 16 with the disc. Nice little inside out, zingy inside out. Nice D from Pineda. Excellent D. Very good. Make him eat a little bit of clock here. Oh,
and he's off to the races.
Well, they're going to double team here.
Oh.
Wow. Heads up play by number 77, Aaron Chan. 40 seconds here. We're getting down to the end. Don't foul. Yep, foul called. Oh, gosh.
Call a timeout.
Vancouver called a timeout before the throw. No, I think it was, well, maybe not. I mean, I thought that was a foul. Fisk was definitely very, very close to Cheng there. No, I guess it's a timeout. Timeout, Vancouver.
Wow.
With 32 seconds left. Now, having said that, like that hammer for a goal, a whistle blew before the throw went off, so there's no telling if the defender actually would have had a crack at it. I think everybody stopped running.
Right. Good point. Yep.
32 seconds left. 1 point game. I don't know what Vancouver's going to do here in terms of. I don't suspect they'll be making any giant personnel changes. That started out as an O point. So this might be their best O-line in that they already had. Dogfish.
Yeah.
They just got to put their best D guys in here. You don't even think about the turn. You just want to get the block. You don't think about offense after you get the block.
Put a couple more seconds on the clock there.
It's rough, though, because the Dogfish had the disc with a decent chance to, if nothing else, run it out. And a nice play by Aaron Chan, a good heads-up play by Aaron Chan, because what Fisk tried to throw there was that step-through backhand. That's the one. What I describe as step-through backhand is you step in between the double-teaming markers,
right,
and you just kind of stick your arm out and throw a little wrister. And that's what Fisk threw to try to break that, and Chan saw it coming and clamp down on that section of the field, makes a nice D. Oh, wow, McKegg's back out there, 14. That's interesting.
That is
a Cloud. Don't really have any big dudes out. Assuming those people that just put their fists in are actually the ones that are coming out. Not a lot of height. Yeah, everybody out there is going to be 5'10" or shorter for San Francisco. But it doesn't look like Vancouver's putting in any of their beastly tall cutters. It looks like pretty even height-wise.
Got a nail biter.
That's right. Well, Chang's been really good, so let's see if he can keep it going. Nice break. Great break. Got to stop that. Ooh, I think what are they forcing here? Flick? Ooh, nice bid. That's a tough one. Oh, yeah, that's a tough one. Ooh, that's a tough one for Riggs. If you are not going to get it, you probably shouldn't bid. But he had a really good shot at that. That was an interesting-looking mark, though. It started out with an inside-out backhand and then resulted with a flick force, so I don't exactly know what was going on there. So 24 seconds left. If the Dogfish can just put this one in, this game is on the books. Otherwise, we go to overtime again. That would be the second overtime game they played against this team.
So close, these two teams.
I know. I guess it was a good timeout.
Yeah, it worked. It worked.
It did work. Yeah, it looked like a little confusion defensively there. I'm not sure what they're doing. If they start out forcing backhand and then end up forcing flick, it's kind of weird. But all they got to do is score. Dogfish got to score, or Vancouver's got to hold them. Pretty exciting. If we get to a high count here, if we get to within 8 seconds, 6 seconds, you want the disc in Lassiter's hands. He can really, really throw deep forehands. He's the guy you want to have it to take the shot in the end zone. Ooh. Nice catch by Weiss. Early is incredibly open. 18 seconds, still all kinds of time. Man on. Oh, very nice. Nice and easy. Crossfield pass to Casino. Nice catch. 9 seconds.
Dump.
Oh, the blade. Oh! Oh, my goodness gracious!
How did that happen?
Holy cow!
He looked like he was completely covered there.
There were 3 guys surrounding Goldstein there. 3 guys surrounding Goldstein there. Wow! Holy cow!
Crazy hammer blade right.
That was Casino gets the disc and Vancouver smartly doubled him so he can't. And they were really jumping. They're really going to stop a hammer. They're trying to stop a hammer into the end zone. So the markers are jumping with their hands up.
And he had an easy dump.
Yeah, but he needs to put it in the end zone because as soon as he gets there, I think there was maybe 8 seconds left.
Yeah.
So he needs to throw it in the end zone. He throws a crossfield blade into triple coverage. And Goldstein didn't even have to jump. I mean, maybe from our perspective, it looked like he was more covered than he actually was.
Yeah, it could be. I guess.
He was not covered. He was open. But I guess Casino just dropped it into the exact right spot. Wow, that was incredible. Start it. And there's the punt.
Oh, nice throw.
Yeah, it is a good throw. Oh, boy.
Oh!
Wow.
Making it interesting right down to the last second.
Jeez. Crazy.
Just catch that thing.
Wow.
Well, we asked for it. We got it.
Yeah, it's an exciting second half. This game had everything. This game had
foot blocks,
terrible pucks that were caught by people in crowds over. I mean, yeah, just a whole lot of everything in this game. Foot blocks, yeah, 3 foot blocks. Point with 2 hand blocks. Wow, what an incredible game.
What a way to end the season, Rubes.
Yeah.
2 teams fighting so hard.
Yeah, that was a great game. That was a great game by both teams, honestly. Vancouver give them a lot of credit. They came down here and they absolutely kicked the Dogfish's butt in the first quarter.
Ooh.
And continued to really work them pretty hard in the second. And then you can start to see the fatigue start to catch in. They caught a couple of lucky breaks on high count punts, but they hung tough the whole way. So kudos to Vancouver.
They gave the crowd what they wanted. Couldn't ask for anything more than that. Great sportsmanship for this game here. No cheap fouls. Just really hard play.
Well officiated. I didn't feel like we saw anything that was blatantly missed. Or, yeah, I mean, just a really fun game of Ultimate to watch and a really fun game of Ultimate to announce for sure.
And I certainly love to see the Dogfish recognizing the crowd here, clapping for them. Love fest here.
Man, way to end the season, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, wow, indeed.
Well, Rubes, a pleasure working with you.
Absolutely, the pleasure was all mine.
I know we're going to be tuned in to MLU.com to see those exciting championship games. Seattle versus Portland and DC versus Boston. Is that right?
It's going to be Boston, Philly. The one thing I want to see a West Coast team go to the East Coast and win.
That's right. The only game Portland lost was to Boston.
Was to Boston by 1.
Game.
Yeah, it was really, really close. So let's go Western Conference. Come on now.
Either of those teams certainly have the firepower to make a mark in that championship game.
That's right.
Well, great season. This is Colin Shearstead from Matt Rubes shining off. We'll see you next season here in Berkeley, California. But until then, definitely tune into MLU.com for exciting championship action. Good night.
Thanks, everybody.